How's it going, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 88 of the X Button Gaming Podcast. As always, I am your host, the X Button himself. I am Chris, and here with me today is my good friend and frequent co-host. I have Jimmy here with me.
Hello, everybody. 88 is my birth year. So this feels kind of, sort of, not really special, but maybe a little bit special.
This is the year the world started going to crap. Well, I'm glad that I worked that out properly, just for you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Last episode was 87. That was my birthday. And I didn't even think about it.
In there? Well, hey.
So, James, I have a question for you.
Okay.
If I was to ask you right now what your 3 favorite TV shows of all time are, would you be able to answer that question?
Wow, that's pressure, but I could give you like the things that pop in my head immediately.
Yeah, usually that's a good sign that they're probably your favorites.
Okay, so I think I've answered this before, not any time recently, but this was probably like my 25-year-old or 20-year-old answer would be like Lost, Friday Night Lights, and Sports Center.
Sports Center.
Which doesn't count as a TV show to a lot of people, though it is.
I mean, if it's your favorite thing to go back to, I guess it's a TV show.
But
can you watch reruns of Sports Center? Like, I'm probably on YouTube or something.
No, you can't. No. So yeah, if I have to pick something else in lieu of Sports Center, that would be in my top 3. Oh man, what would it be? I feel like I'm gonna drop the ball. I'll be listening to this later and be like, I should have said that show. I should have said Seinfeld or something, even though Seinfeld's not in my top 3. It's probably my favorite sitcom, Seinfeld.
Interesting. I mean, it's fun. Seinfeld's fine. I've never watched like it all the way through. I've seen all the important episodes. I was in the pool, No Soup for You.
Yeah.
What's the man purse episode? Like, I've seen probably at least a quarter of the show. But
I've been rewatching The Office for the 3rd time, probably.
Third time ever?
Yeah.
I've watched.
I know. Yeah, like it's an American pastime, just rewatching Office episodes.
Office is great.
But
I liked The Office.
You know what I have been rewatching and been reignited my love in terms of TV is Survivor.
Oh,
so
Survivor's fun.
It is. They recently got done with Survivor 50, the 50th season, which is pretty incredible. That in 20, I don't know how they pull that off.
We've been alive for Survivor for 50 years now.
Well, it's not even 50 years. Like, I feel like it started
they do a couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know when they started to do that because I feel like it started in 2000, 2001-ish, maybe.
I remember being a teenager, so yeah, probably.
I have really fond memories of. I remember it was Wednesday nights when the episodes would drop for Survivor. Because I know his meeting was on Thursday, so I wouldn't have had traditions surrounding Survivor if it was on a meeting night. So I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday, and I remember we would always go to Teriyaki or Subway every Wednesday night right before we came home and watched Survivor. My family did. I don't know if my brother or my family have these same fond memories of it, but I just like there's something nostalgic and wonderful about Survivor. And then I don't know what got me to watch Survivor 50. I feel like I literally heard it's amazing how advertisement works, right? Like I was at work and a coworker was like talking to somebody there. I was like, oh, hey, you going to watch Survivor, the 50th season of Survivor? It's just about to start. And it just like triggered something in my head. And I guess I wasn't really watching anything at the time. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll check that out. And
that sounds like a good thing.
And dude, it was so good. The show is, dude, it's not lost its luster, at least from my point of view. It's kind of it's a little different, I would say. There's still challenges and immunities and, tribal council at the end of every episode and all that. But I feel like it's a lot more cranial now. And like everybody goes in with like a game plan. And like, anyways, I downloaded Paramount Plus. I'm going back and rewatching all the seasons now and watching the show like from 1 to 50 basically. Because I feel like I only ever watched like 2 or 3 seasons before we just stopped watching it.
Yeah, I never even watched Survivor. Like I watched a little bit of it at the beginning. I think before COVID, I think we started rewatching. I think you guys even came over a couple times to watch. I don't know. I think we're gonna try to start watching through it like weekly or something.
Yeah.
Like an old season, but it didn't continue.
Yeah,
maybe that was Big Brother. I don't remember. Nonetheless, I never really watched either.
Well,
but Survivor is fun.
It is like there's something. I feel like it's like it's watching a social experiment play out, and like it's watching. I mean, even Jeff Probst, famous Jeff Probst, who is timeless and somehow still very, 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 I don't know, spunky and alive.
So spunky. Jeff Probst, you are so spunky.
he always says too that it tests the same dynamics that you see like in the workplace or at school or just in day-to-day life, right? Like what gets people voted off is the same thing that gets people like fired, or like the same things that ruin relationships in real life. And like just seeing how people play the game, approach it. Some are like really kind of quiet and they play in the middle.
Yeah.
Other people are really aggressive and they like form really strong and obvious alliances, and like that makes them targets. Like it's so interesting.
It is. And it is funny because sometimes like the unassuming person is the person who wins, you know,
Yeah,
like
it
because
is.
they just managed to blend in just enough.
No, it's true. It is. And yeah. Anyways, I could go, honestly, I go on for a while talking
This
about
is now
Survivor.
a Survivor podcast.
Hey, dude, I should start listening to a couple Survivor pods. I'm sure there's plenty of them, but
I'm sure there are. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching Survivor again. Me and Jasmine have been watching. We actually went back and started rewatching old seasons of Fear Factor. Back with our the man we strive to be like in the podcast world, Joe Rogan.
Oh, here we go.
I don't mean that. But yeah, back when he was still the host.
What was it?
And it was a fun show at first.
It was a fun show, dude.
It
really
definitely
was.
got like mean. Like I mean, we just finished like the first season, but you could see like as the season progressed, they were like, these challenges aren't hard enough.
Yeah.
These aren't making people suffer enough. Like,
yeah.
Because I remember watching later seasons when they were on, and like the things they'd make people eat and the torture they'd put people through got much more severe. Some of these early ones are just like balancing on a beam that's like 2 feet wide in the air, which of course that's a fear, but it's not that hard. You know, like most people can probably do it when there's $250,000 on the line.
Yeah. Okay, was Fear Factor on in the 90s or was it on in the 2000s?
It was the 2000s, and it's a very early 2000s
then
show.
I
You
think
can feel it.
They were kind of. I think the Survivor was feeding off probably some of the same bits that Fear Factor did, because a recurring challenge I've seen in season 1 and now season 2 of Survivor is an eating based challenge where they just gave you like local nasty foods like cow brain and or bugs or slimy like larvae and stuff, you know, like so they got ideas from each other, like the reality TV shows of the time.
You watched Chappelle Show, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch any episode of Fear Factor, I always think of the Chappelle Show episode where they do a Fear Factor skit where Chappelle's doing his character Tyrone Biggums, who's a homeless crack addict. And he's just like, when they bring out the bull testicles or whatever, and he's like, he's like, that looks delicious. He pulls out some hot sauce and douses hot sauce on it and starts eating them. I'm like, it's so gross. Oh, never mind. Anyway,
that is really funny. I know. I always think it's a weird challenge on Survivor because it's like these people are literally starving. Like they give them like a bowl of rice at the beginning of the show. And, you know, if you win challenges, they give you the means to like fish or hunt or forage or whatever. But like,
yeah, it's rough.
It's a weird challenge because it's like you're hungry. So wouldn't you just eat anything that's thrown in front of you? I don't know. I always think it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, maybe they're not that hungry. Leaves are good enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to start the episode with something different.
I like that. What are your top 3 shows? Briefly.
Better Call Saul, Attack on Titan. So I kind of lump Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad together. If I wasn't able to, they'd both be top 3.
Sure.
But if I'm saying they're lumped together, then I like Better Call Saul a little bit more out of the two.
That's a great show.
Then yeah, Attack on Titan for sure, and then I haven't really given it much thought.
Huh.
We'll just say Breaking Bad. Well, there's my 3.
All right.
I don't know, because there are some shows like that I love that I go back to a lot, like Community and The Office.
Yeah.
But they're I don't know how to word it.
Yeah.
You know what show I really like that sometimes I think about is almost in that range is Fringe. Like I loved Fringe.
Yeah.
Like
honestly, I was thinking about that. That was like an honorable mention in my head. I love that show.
Yeah, it was so good, and like I watched it when it was on TV, but I didn't finish it back then. But I loved it. It just, I don't know, I didn't have the access to watch it weekly, I don't think.
Yeah.
And we rewatched it a couple years ago, and man, I was just like, God, this show does not get talked about enough. It is. Yeah. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. I was like, just off the top of my head, just because this is a fun subject, but like honorable mentions that would probably, if I had time to think about it, might crack the top 3 or top 5 would be like Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I think
Clone
it's great.
Wars is fantastic.
Like, there's lots of filler and there's lots of like whatever, even some that are just like bad episodes even, but like there's so much good, and the best of it is like tippy top Star Wars content. I mean, Andor speaks for itself also. Chernobyl.
I never watched that.
And Succession. They're more like mature themed, like serious shows, but man, they hit hard.
Succession is one of those shows where as I was watching it, like I wasn't like as into it as I thought, but that is a show that has stuck with me. Like I think about it from time to time, and the acting in that show is phenomenal.
Oh my god, it's impeccable. It's so good.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10 just in the acting, but it's a good like character study of people that I have nothing in common with, which are rich people.
Like super like the richest of the rich, like terrible people, basically.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the episode.
Let's do it.
So today we are doing a collector's edition. We will be discussing the 10 most expensive Resident Evil items, games, collector's editions, whatever. We decided normally when we do a collector's edition, we kind of focus just on the easily accessible retail releases of games. This is kind of the opposite of that. Whatever the 10 most expensive items were is kind of what we focused on, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But because it's a collector's edition episode, before we get to that, we are going to do our pickups, and we have a power hour coming. So, James, why don't you share your fat stack of pickups with the audience?
I have one single pickup, but man, I made this pickup count. So, as you all know, me and Chris going toe-to-toe, a video game collecting challenge of the ages. Or just the age of 2026. And what I got is... 5 of 6? What were the total amount of games we could...
It was 6.
6 including the Bomberman Advanced Red and Blue?
7 including that.
Okay, so 6 of the actual list, right? So I now have 5 of 6. I did post this on the Discord, but I picked up Metroid Prime Pinball on the Nintendo DS. It is in pretty good shape. I have just made a habit now when I do a Metro shift, and I usually work at UW or U District. And there's lots of game stores down there, dude. Like there's
Owls and Pink Gorilla.
Owls and Pink Gorilla. There's others if you're willing to walk farther, which I don't usually because I don't have enough time on my breaks or whatever. But like, I always just roll through there now. It's kind of fun, just like I probably won't find one of the games I'm looking for, but maybe I will.
But you did.
Yeah, like I got well. First off, we already talked about this, but I found. What did I find at Owls there? I found that one NBA game with Sean Kemp on the front that was part of the list, but then. I rolled into Pink Gorilla, which I've never honestly bought a game at Pink Gorilla. And I looked through their Nintendo DS section, didn't find it. They have a pretty good collection of games too, and I haven't seen this one in person in a very long time. Obviously, since I've been looking for it as well. But I just asked. I went to the counter. There was probably a pretty full shop, and I'm just like, hey, I'm looking for Metroid Prime Pinball. Is there any chance you got a copy? And the guy's like, whoa. He's like, did you just see the social media post or something? I'm like. What? He's like, wait, no, that's not possible. He's like, I haven't even posted this one yet. Well, he's like, a copy of the game just rolled in. So, like, I mean, if you want to look at it, I'm like, yeah, I do want to look at it. I'm very much looking for a copy of it. So he showed it to me. It is complete in box.
Did you catch the guy's name?
I don't remember the guy's
name. I just know I was curious if it was one of the owners.
He was super cool, honestly. Everyone I've talked to there has generally been pretty cool. Yeah,
they're a friendly store. And it had the Rumble Pack.
Has the Rumble Pack.
Dang, man. That's a rare find.
Very cool.
I mean, the Rumble Pack itself isn't like crazy. It's like $30 on its own.
Yeah.
But finding it with a copy of Metroid Prime Pinball is extremely uncommon.
Yeah. It's really... Okay, so explain this to me, because honestly, I'm just considering this right now. As far as I know, this was the first time that this was introduced to the Nintendo DS, the Rumble Pack, was with this game, packaged with this game.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
This is shaped like a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, it only works. So it works in a DS Lite or an OG DS because they had the Game Boy Advance slot in the bottom.
Interesting. So like a 3DS, 2DS, you can't use the Rumble stuff at all.
DSi? No, yeah. You can still obviously play the game, but just without the Rumble attachment.
Very interesting.
Yeah, there's a few things like that. Guitar Hero on the DS plugged into the Game Boy Advance slot to use the little, guitar attachment. Yeah. So it won't work on anything other than a DS or a DS Lite. It's
honestly kind of cool, like the thought that when I pull out my DS to play this, I gotta use both slots. I gotta load up my Rumble Pack, gotta load up my game. Like it feels like I'm there's like a whole process to get ready to play this game.
It is. It's cool.
Which is kind of cool.
It's not the most like wow, Rumble, it's not, especially compared to today, but it's still a cool little feature. Yeah. There's only a handful of games on the console that support that Rumble Pack, and I've thought about in the past trying to collect them all and do a video on it, because I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody's probably already done that. I've never looked, but
yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
I've never played it, which is I mean, as far as I can remember, I've never played it. I played some of the other Metroid Prime themed DS games like Hunters. Not Hunters. Did I play Hunters? Well, I played the demo, the Hunters demo, First Hunt, which was, we had a great time with that, obviously. I recently bought Hunters last year, which I still haven't popped in, but like, yeah.
It's a good game.
But just reading the back here, collect hidden artifacts, find weapon upgrades, battle bosses, play dozens of pinball minigames as Samus shows how powerful her morph ball ability can be. Tables based on classic Metroid Prime regions, including Phendrana Drifts and Magmore Caverns, provide challenge and intense action. And hey, I did not know this at all. 8-player wireless gameplay using a single game card. So you can play 8-player download play with one single cart of this game.
I wonder what multiplayer, would you take turns? Interesting. No matter what, that's still cool. I miss those days. DS one-card multi-card play, or one-card multiplayer. There you go.
Yeah. I'm just 8 players playing a pinball game at the same time sounds crazy. I really want to try it. I don't know if we'll be able to find 8 simultaneous DS players at the same time.
Well, I have. Well, I mean, they could have a 3DS, so we know enough people with DS.
Yeah, we could pull it off. It would be fun.
I have like 3. I have DS Lite, DSi, 2DS, and a 3. I have 4 on my own. So
yeah, it's cool though. Like it sounds like it pretty much adapts. Metroid Prime has the same areas that the different tables are based off of.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
I think even it has some of the same bosses too from the game too, so it kind of goes in the relatively the same order, and it's like the same the missions essentially. You're collecting hidden artifacts to get to the end and face off against Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I always thought it was strange you didn't play it because you love pinball and you love Pokemon pinball and you love Metroid Prime, so it seemed like a no-brainer. And
I love all the morph ball like. I don't know, segments and aspects of Metroid Prime to this day still I think are some of the best parts of the game that age the best. Like in Metroid Prime 4, which some people were lukewarm on. I was a little more than that, but like, man, the morph ball stuff still feels so good.
Yeah.
Like it's a great way to switch between first person and third person.
Yeah, the one thing nobody ever thought they would be able to translate to 3D is probably the thing they translated the best.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing too, I was watching a YouTube video that addressed its lifetime sales, like 15,000 lifetime sales. Like that's seems small. Like a pretty small amount.
That's a really small number,
especially compared to like Pokemon titles that are selling 15 million.
That makes sense. Why it kind of. I mean, I haven't checked like. I've never really looked like on eBay like how many copies there are at a time or whatever. Yeah. But it is an more expensive game, like $100-ish. Yeah. So kind of makes sense that it would be in that range because no other Metroid game really. And that's not true. The cardboard stuff is. Yeah. But the Prime stuff isn't nearly that expensive. So. Yeah. No. I mean, apparently it sold most of those copies that were sold to her in the U.S. sold almost nothing in Japan. Relatively speaking. Dang. So yeah, like that explains why it's kind of hard to find, I guess. Even harder than I expected it to be. Like in my Metroid brain, I'm thinking, oh, Metroid's super popular. Everybody buys copies of Metroid. And that's just not the case, you know? Yeah. So no, it's sad that Metroid isn't bigger than it is. But Prime 4 didn't do anything to help it, unfortunately.
No, I know. That's the worst thing about it is that it could potentially kill further projects down the line, which makes me sad.
Yeah, same. But I'm glad you found that. I am struggling with not being like, I've already lost. The amount of cardboard I gave myself is a true challenge. Yeah. But I'll segue off of that. Okay. I wasn't going to do this one next, but it makes sense since I didn't think about the fact that you had that.
No worries.
My first pickup, and this would be... So I have a grip of stuff here. I'm going to go over most of it pretty quickly. But the thing that I picked this up literally just before we recorded the last Collector's Edition episode, the Amiibo one that we did with Jarrett. But I forgot to grab it to bring, so I didn't talk about it. But I picked up one of my games, the OG Final Fantasy on NES.
Nice.
It's in pretty good shape.
It looks good,
It is not a 10 out of 10 condition-wise, but it is complete. But, I mean, it looks good because it's in a box protector. So it helps cover up the creases.
Yeah, no, this looks good. This looks good to me. This would meet my standards of what I'd want in a CIP game.
Yeah, I was happy when I found it, and it wasn't too expensive. I don't remember what it's going for, but it was $140. So I picked this up at another Castle Games, and I've had a box of trade stuff. I brought it with me to when we went all the way over to Idaho. Basically, like I had a box of just stuff that I wasn't keeping that I wanted to trade towards any of these pickups I found. So I went to the store, another Castle Games. It's a small chain here in Western Washington, northern Western Washington. They're all above Seattle, north of Seattle. I will say this: stores are cool. Employees were friendly. Prices are fine overall. Like, I'm not when I go to a mom and pop store, I'm not looking for a deal.
Yeah.
But everything was priced fairly, I'd say. Their trade-in values, people make fun of GameStop. It was just as bad, if not worse, than what GameStop gives for a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not trying to dog on them, but like for people listening, if you want to go there, if you're looking to sell anything, just don't. Like this is, like I said, this is stuff that I buy. I've probably talked about this before, but I buy lots of stuff. Like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, somebody will have something cheap. I'll buy it, keep the stuff I want, give stuff to people, and then put the rest in basically trade piles to try to build up to, trade in for stuff like this. But I know the value of everything.
Yeah.
And I don't expect to even get 50, I don't expect to get 50%. I don't expect to get 30%.
Yeah.
But somewhere around 20 to 25% of what it goes for is kind of fair.
Yeah.
It was less than like 10% of the value of everything in the box.
Oh my goodness.
So I kept a lot of it. The value of what was in there, it was whatever. I ended up just like basically trading the slop that I was like, this is stuff I just don't care about.
Yeah.
Whatever. And kept the stuff where I'm like, I know this is worth more than they're giving me. And so I kept a handful of stuff. Anyway, don't trade in to another Castle game. Still have to figure out how to get their inventory elsewhere because
wow,
that was bad.
I know. It's easy for them to take advantage of people that are just trying to make a quick buck that way.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I mean, I know these places have to make money, and
yeah, that's true.
And like, I don't want to dog them like that. Like, I feel bad, but it's just not worth it. Like that.
Yeah.
People trade into GameStop because of convenience, and if they're going to do it to that store too, that's fine. If you need the money or you want something bad enough, I'm not saying don't, but I'm used to, so a lot of stores, like some of the YouTube famous stores or even like Ironhead here, they give like fair trade credit based on like price charting values.
Yeah.
I don't know what they give, but like I took a bunch of stuff to Ironhead to trade in for store credit, and I had a number in my mind that I expected, and they gave me about like 50% more than that.
Oh wow.
So like that's like, that is to me super fair. Like that was fantastic. Like they know what they're getting. Like I got more than I expected, and it was store credit, so just I used it for stuff there. But I just was pretty disappointed in their store credit values.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It was bad. But anyway, so that puts me at 4 of 6.
4 of 6. So I'm at 5 of 6. You're 4 of 6. What are your remaining two?
So I still need Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy.
It's gonna be tough.
So that one is at least still not crazy expensive. I'll get in. We'll talk about my other one later. So I had
all right.
my Grail item. We had it, and what's it called? An audible pick.
Yeah.
My audible pick is Nights into Dreams. I specifically said the bundle with the 3D controller. I wish I hadn't said that because that really shot me in the foot. 'Cause that's impossible to find. But the other game is one of the games on our list later. And I wish I would have bought it at the beginning of the year when I saw it.
I feel you, man.
Okay, so anyway, Final Fantasy, happy to get it in good shape. Like I said, very much so a collector's piece for me because I love the series so much. It is a classic, and it did a ton for the JRPG series. Between that and Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest / Warrior, there's a lot of positive to be said.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll go through some of these relatively quickly, but if you want to ask about any of them, feel free.
Okay.
Costco, $30, got Kirby Air Riders.
Hey, me too. I got that through Jared Bear. Thanks, man.
Yeah, the classic Jarrett, always helping us out. I still haven't opened it, but I was like $30. I'll give it a play. Super Smash Games in Olympia. I was just walking through, looking at stuff, and a Game Boy Advance game. It was $15 CIB.
Nice.
And it's Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Stackers.
That's awesome, dude.
I love Tiny Toons. Like, I grew up on the cartoon. I love Game Boy Advance games. This is that price range where I'm like, whatever. It just looks nice. I'll buy it.
Yeah, it's a clean looking copy too.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. There's a crease on the side of the box, but it's whatever. But yeah, it's like a Puyo Puyo clone. I played it for like 20 minutes. It's just play Puyo Puyo. It's not good. It's clunky and like, it's just, I don't know. Something about it just didn't feel very good. Mm-hmm. I got a Dragon Ball Z DVD. Namek got Frieza on the cover. This is
Frieza.
just a couple random episodes from the Namek. So this would probably be the Captain Ginyu saga, or just before it, I think. Anyway, Jaden picked this up for me.
Yes.
So he found it for like $1 somewhere. I asked him to grab it for me, so that's cool. I just like Dragon Ball
Frieza in
stuff.
Form 1, wheelchair form.
Wheelchair form Frieza. Shout out to our boy Rob. Now I rock a Teller suit. I had mentioned that in one of the last couple episodes, I had mentioned that there was a PAX East exclusive variant of this game, which is Star Ocean First Departure R.
Yes.
And I had mentioned that I wanted it, and I was hoping they'd list it on their site. And one morning I wake up and I see I was tagged in a message from Rob saying it was live on their site. They were selling the variant.
Nice.
So I picked that up. That was a no-brainer to me. To be fair, though, nobody can see this. Sometimes I wish this was a video podcast. To be fair, I actually think the base cover that Limited Run did, I mean, they're both Limited Run releases.
Yeah.
But I think the base cover actually looks cooler. But I like variants, so...
Oh, yeah.
And, like, con-exclusive variants. So that's why I picked it up. I think it's cool. I like the game. It's not my favorite in the series, but still glad that it got a modern-day re-release.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup.
And then... Well, this was probably like a month ago. Our friend Gary, friend of the pod, previous guest, he was on the last episode, messaged me, well, probably after we recorded that episode, I think, and asked if I wanted to go to some game stores. It was a Saturday. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Let's go. I think he messaged you too and asked if you wanted to go, but James was busy.
Always working, okay?
Popular boy.
Gotta pay the bills.
I didn't grab a lot, but I found a couple things. Super Smash Games Tacoma. I found a Vita game I didn't have. This is a pretty uncommon one. Mm-hmm. I've gotten used to figuring out what's... I mean, you know the rare ones already. When you start collecting for a set, you learn those quick. But I started to learn what's like really uncommon. Mm-hmm. And this is definitely one of them. It's Valhalla Knights 3. It's a RPG.
Xseed.
Yeah, it's an Xseed game.
Nice.
Which, does usually kind of... That can definitely be an indicator of rare or uncommon.
Yeah.
With releases. But yeah, for $30, that's a good deal. Like that was less than kind of like the price charting value of it. And because of how uncommon it was, I'm like, I'm grabbing that now because I've never seen it in person before. And I've only seen it pop up, on like eBay or Mercari a couple times.
Nice.
That I've noticed. I don't watch regularly, but, I've never played the other games in the series. I think the first two were on PSP and then there's one on Wii. It's a very weird series. Like where it's kind of congregated to go from PSP to Wii to Vita is strange. But
yeah, that's cool.
Anyways, excited to get that. And the only other thing I bought that day, we went to Gamebound in Kent.
Oh yeah, I have got Nintendo Power issues there before.
So they moved sometime in the last 6 months. We haven't been there in a while. It was a new location.
Oh really?
But it's
you know what? Because I remember going there one time and like all the windows were bashed out, and they said they were having like vandalism issues and they were going to move. So that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, that location I can understand. I don't know Kent that well, but it was tucked away back there. Yeah. So like that makes sense. They probably would have had issues. This location is much more like right off a main street up there in Kent.
Yeah.
It's a very nice store. Very Pokemon card heavy, like a lot of things nowadays.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of, only other thing I bought that day was a Pokemon card.
Nice.
Which I don't actively collect Pokemon cards, but I do some of these full arts when it's of a Pokemon I love.
Yes.
I'm like, if I was to pull it, great. Or if I find it at a good deal, $8. I got the Houndour full art.
Let's go.
I don't know what set that's from because I don't pay that close of attention to the sets.
I love this, dude. But, they're so cute. It's like a little pack of Houndour.
I love it though. I saw it there because Gary was still shopping and I was kind of done. But I started looking at the full arts, and I was like, let me see if they have... I knew there was a couple that I was interested in, and that was one of them, and they had one. And I was like, yeah, $8.
That's great, man.
No doubt.
It's smart enough to hunt in packs. It uses a variety of cries for communicating with others. Hey, man, I got a thing for... I love me some Pokemon TCG.
Love yourself some Pokemans.
Although I kind of hate the scene now, honestly. Like, it makes me...
Oh yeah,
it makes me like downright angry. Honestly,
it's ugly.
Thinking about it.
I'll talk about this in a second, but I go to a lot of GameStops just because I go all over the state for work, like literally all over, and I'm just like, if I'm gonna be out, like I'm gonna look for stuff, and I hit GameStops a lot because you could find deals, and I love a deal. I mean, of course, it's very hit and miss, but they do their 4 for 4 or their 4 for 10s, their buy 2 get 1 free, stuff like that, and that's when you can capitalize on some decent deals.
Yeah.
I do not know the last time I've gone into a GameStop and there were people there, which nowadays there's always people there, which is kind of surprising. But they are always looking at or asking about Pokemon cards. Yeah. Like, not everybody in the store. If the store is full, then obviously there's going to be people doing multiple things.
Yeah.
But like, if there's one other person in the store, it's almost a guarantee they're looking at the TCG stuff or asking about Pokemon cards or bringing stuff in to have graded. Yeah. It is like they must get like, it has to be a high earner for them now. Oh yeah. Like beyond high, because I'm not exaggerating when I say legitimately almost every time I go into a store. Yeah. That is what's happening. So like,
yeah, well, hey, like
it's
I said,
crazy.
Even me recently, all right, I got that one promo, that Seattle NBA preseason game Pikachu promo, and I went there to get it graded, and it was kind of an interesting and fun experience, and way cheaper than I thought it would be. That is, if it doesn't come back graded 10, then I'm gonna have to pay a little bit of an inflated fee for that, but that'll be worth it, honestly. But yeah, like I feel like, speaking to Rob, didn't he post something on the Discord recently? It was like showing like they've reached, if I interpreted what he posted right, GameStop just had like a quarterly earnings report or something like that, and they hit like record numbers recently, which is not what you would expect, because as far as we knew, public sentiment or conventional thought was probably that they're like on a downward trend and they're going to not exist soon. But like, it seems like the trading card industry has completely turned their fortunes around.
Well, you go onto their website and you don't see video game stuff. You see trading card stuff. Those power pack things that they do, like it's you have to like search to get to video game stuff. Video games are obviously an afterthought for them now. Mm-hmm. Like, they still probably make enough money there that they're not gonna like slow down on it. And they've obviously gotten more back into the retro scene again too, which is nice. But the TCG stuff is just absolutely wild.
They've found a way to turn like the just the name brand, the power of the GameStop name brand. They're like leveraging that and Pokemon to make a lot of money, basically.
And it is sure working.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So that was it for that day. I had some Goodwill pickups, but I decided not to show them all off. I was just going to show this one. Got a copy of Halo Reach with that awesome Microsoft company store purchase on the sticker on the front.
Nice. Gotta love that sticker.
I hate it. It's in the way.
I mean, yeah, like it's ugly, but also like it's our ugly.
Bird Dog not long ago posted on Instagram, maybe a couple months ago, that he posted a picture with the sticker on there, and I did message him. I was like, the sticker, it is a cool novelty to have like maybe one or two of them in your collection, but when you are a collector in the area that looks at these games, that everywhere you go, whether it be Goodwills or thrift stores or game stores, they're a nuisance. These stickers are on everything. Here, I'll show you. I decided not to talk about this game right now, but I got another game. Same sticker right on the front. It's on quite a few. It might be on one of these other Xbox games I have, but I don't think so.
I can't imagine how big of a nightmare it is to try to get rid of the sticker too. If you don't want it on there.
Oh, you can't. It's almost like they heat pressed it on here. Like, it doesn't come off clean. These are worse than like the GameStop stickers and like the meme stickers you see. These are the worst sticker. They don't come off.
Stickers seems like there had to be a better way. Like, I know it was early 2000s or whatever, and no one's thinking about collectability back then when buying video games, probably, but my goodness.
Yeah. Well, this was like 2010, but anyway, $4 at a Goodwill. I was like, I don't have Halo Reach yet. I'll get it. And when I grabbed it out, I thought this was cool. This game, even though it's been open, it's never been cracked open because it has that Xbox security seal on the side.
That's awesome.
And it hasn't been tampered with at all. So
nice. Yeah,
for $4, I think this was the last game I needed for like the Halo series, which I've gotten for very cheap over the last few years. Yeah. And I have two more of them here that I'll talk about in a little bit.
Oh, sweet.
Anyway.
Very cool.
So I've been really into One Piece lately.
That's fair.
I've mentioned it before. I started the show probably 3 years ago, and it took me a long time to get truly invested. There were arcs I liked. Alabasta, fantastic. Skypiea, a little long-winded, but okay. But for those who have watched One Piece, I hit... well, when it really took off was Enies Lobby. Wait, no, not Enies Lobby. Enies Lobby is Water 7. Water 7 was good. It's before Marineford, whatever the arc was, just before the prison. Anyway, I hit this strike.
Speaking of TV shows,
yeah, Sabaody too. The Sabaody Park is where I started and I got really like something. It was something finally clicked where all of a sudden like I couldn't stop watching. Like Thriller Bark was the last big arc before that, and that one I struggled with a little bit too. But Sabaody, like I kind of felt that hit that stride where I'm like, anybody who's like binged a show before probably understands this. Like there's when you're watching a show, it's like you put it on and you're like, okay, an episode two there, episode or two here. But then that moment when you're like, it's what you think about and you go back to, that's when you know that it's sunk in. Unfortunately, the memes are right. It did take to about episode 400 to get to that point. Wow. Like I said,
it's amazing you had the stamina to get that far, the endurance. But like I feel like the nature of binge watching shows is like, it's like you said, you do get in a little bit of a comfort zone, even if you're not like super into it. You're like, oh, I'm watching this show, so I'll just continue.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it was. Like I said, it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I just wasn't like fully invested yet. It was just, I would go months without watching it, and then I'd be like, I don't have anything else going on. I'll watch a few episodes. But I finally got to this point, and like, I watched like 150 episodes in the last couple of months, basically. Like, it changed. The trajectory changed completely. And then, because me being who I am, once I get really into something, if there's video games about based off the franchise, I can't help but want to start buying them. So I did. So I bought something off of Play Asia.
Yeah.
And to get free shipping, I added a couple other things. So I was just looking. I looked to see what One Piece stuff they had on there, and they had 2 different One Piece Vita games. So these were Japanese exclusive. The games are on other consoles, but they didn't come out in Vita in America physically. But they were $10 each, and awesome. I was like, "That's really cheap." And
I especially love the cover on that top one right there,
the Burning Blood.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're really cool. It just was like, whatever, I'm going to add these to it. So I don't have a huge collection of Japanese Vita games. I have Attack on Titan and now those, but those are cool. But these are the 2 like cool purchases I got for One Piece. First, I got the One Piece game on the Wii. One Piece Unlimited Adventure. This game has started to go up a little bit in price, and I just kind of wanted to get it out of the way while I could. I think it's a fighting game. I don't know. I just really like the cover art on this game.
The cover, dude. Yeah, the One Piece art is wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great cover, and I just have this weird feeling like of the different One Piece games. One day, this one will be one that's very expensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I feel like the brand has only like gotten more popular somehow. Like I didn't think it could get any bigger, but it has somehow.
It has. And the TCG is another one that's going nuts.
TCG is helping it. That's for sure.
And this was the other really cool one I bought. So this was a 3DS game. It's One Piece Romance Dawn. I don't know if this got a separate release, but there is a slipcover for this game. And the slipcover is numbered. This one is 11,047 out of 16,800.
Nice.
So that's not rare.
That's so cool.
That's a high number. But it is hard to find this game with the slipcover and to find it cheap.
Yeah.
About a year or 2 ago, this was going for like $100, but it's come down in price. I got this for $40, and
nice.
I was happy about that. It's complete. It's in really good shape. I like a good slipcover. I like a good numbered item. So I just thought that was cool. I have a couple other One Piece games I'm really keeping an eye out on now, trying to find at a good price. There's one on GameCube. It's also on PS2. It's called One Piece Grand Adventure, I think. I think Jaden has it as well. But the GameCube version came with a TCG card. From the like there was a small run TCG game based off of the 4Kids version of the show back in the early 2000s.
So like an OG One Piece TCG.
Yeah, and that I want to get. The game itself isn't that expensive, but I am not. It's not popping up with the card. Like I have a constant. I check every day because that's one of those things I really want to grab because I'm afraid that'll be what makes the game get more expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm constantly keeping an eye out for it. But
should have gone to Seattle Mariners One Piece night, man. It was good.
I think Keller tried to buy tickets for the special event, and they were already sold out.
Those like jersey. Speaking of collectibles and a collector's edition, like that's a thing that's happening more frequently at Major League Baseball games specifically, where they sell event tickets like that, and like they're attached with a jersey, right? Like you're guaranteed with your ticket as long as you get there and get in line and grab it. You know, those like immediately. Unopened, the jerseys were going for like $300-$400.
Yeah, man, they're cool jerseys. I would have liked to get one.
And like, did you see too? So Pokemon World, San Francisco Giants are doing a Pokemon themed jersey with Pikachu on the back and like the World's logo, and it looks.
You going to San Fran?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it. But man, I know that jersey is gonna be really expensive. I know it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything Pokemon nowadays, it's either worth nothing or worth way too much. Like there's no in between. Like Pokemon's a weird franchise these days.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to blow through the rest of this stuff somewhat quickly, but like I said, if you have any questions about anything, this is all my GameStop pickups. So
you went hard, dude. You went hard.
So over the last month or so, month and a half, GameStop has done some crazy sales. They do their 4 games under $5 for $10. Mm-hmm. So basically buy 2, get 2 free. 4 for $20 and 4 for $40. So 4 games under $10 for $20. 4 games under $20 for $40.
Yeah.
And then they did buy 2 get 1 free, and they also had a deal going for like a week where they had a list of games that were $15 or $35. So some really good deals.
Yeah.
So for that $15, $35 one, these are the games I picked up. I got Dragon Quest Monsters on the Switch.
Nice.
The Dark Prince. This was a game I'd wanted for a while. $15. It was sold out everywhere, but my local store had a used one, and it was only $13.50.
Nice.
So, and it was complete, and I was shocked. So,
speaking of really cool covers, man.
Yeah, I like that cover a lot. And I liked, so Dragon Quest Monsters, for those that don't know, is the Dragon Quest version of Pokemon, basically. Huh. You catch, and I think you can even breed the monsters together, but you definitely catch them. There was games all the way back on Game Boy, OG. They were fun. I used to like them.
Pokemon likes are good times.
They are. And I got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, not Raidbound. Comes with a soundtrack. I haven't opened it yet, but $15. It comes with a instruction booklet and a soundtrack, which is kind of cool for $15. And it's a platformer. I don't really know much about Ninja Gaiden. I haven't played many of them, but I like 2D platformers.
Oh, yeah.
And then this one I just bought on a whim because it was also $15, and it's an anime tactical RPG.
Oh, cool.
Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. Comes with art book and a soundtrack DLC code.
Ooh.
Those were cool. I'm not going to like go to the... Let's just say all of these were either 4 for $10, 4 for $20, or buy 2, get 1 free. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say these were the deals. Anyway, save people time.
It's all good.
I got Bejeweled 3.
Nice.
So I guess what it comes down to is a lot of these were like $2.50 a piece. So they're dirt cheap.
Yeah. Lost
in Blue Shipwrecked for the Wii. I don't know much about this. I might not keep it. It was kind of like a last minute, I need one more game for the 4 for $10.
Sure.
Naruto Clash of the Ninja Revolution for the Wii. And Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 3, Night of the Quincan for the GameCube. Basically a $10 GameCube game. I'm going to buy it. Game is worth closer to like $30.
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you, James. I got Sprung on the Nintendo DS.
Why does that matter to me? A game where everyone scores.
On the back, it reads.
Oh, man, is that a dating sim?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
this game, this was an early launch frame DS game.
That is hilarious, dude.
Yeah, the back reads, "Got friends? Get benefits."
Oh my god.
Work all the angles. Flirt your way through more than 50 dating missions.
Man, the choice of words in this.
Mid-2000s were a wild time, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, flirt your way through more than 50 dating missions in this reality dating comedy as either the guy or the girl. Flaunt your assets. Lure them in with irresistible gifts. Candy, club passes, whatever it takes to score.
You lure them with candy.
Play it cool. Watch your rivals fumble for a reply while you plan your next move.
Oh man, they make you the protagonist on like a serious Predator.
Yeah, look at the picture of this guy like down below the title on the screen. He looks like a Predator.
Oh, dude, he's creepy looking. Maybe he's literally like holding up puppet strings. Like he's like, I'm manipulating you or the situation.
It made me think of the old SNL skit, the Lonely Island song, "The Creep," where they're going, "Do the creep."
Yeah. This is really funny.
Yeah, I bought it more for the memes because it was one of those 4 for $10, and I needed a 4th game. And honestly, I probably picked it before that, but I just thought it was funny.
How have I never seen this before? This is so funny.
Yeah, like I said, it was an early launch window game for the DS. I remember it.
I had to grab this. It's pretty funny. That could be.
He'll teach you your some good moves on impressing Hannah.
How I can lure her into candy. That's pretty great, dude.
But it's only rated teen, so nothing too crazy in this game.
All right.
Okay, so I also got Driver 1 and 2 on the PS1. They're
Nice.
both greatest hits versions. But,
cool.
I thought I had both of these games, but I bought them anyway because I just thought for $5 or $2.50, $5 a piece, that's a good deal. I don't have Driver 1, and I don't have the manual for Driver 2, so that worked. Little Big Planet 2, PS3.
Nice.
A couple steel books. So
Ooh.
this was actually kind of... So I went to... I know, I'm constantly like... I'm saying I'm going to go quick, and then I'm constantly telling more stories.
Hey, dude, you got stuff to say. Say it.
I went
Spit
to
it,
a
baby.
GameStop. So most of my experiences at GameStops are lame. The people don't care. But I don't expect much. I'm just going in, buying my stuff, and leaving.
Yeah.
This guy at this GameStop was so nice. Like, I brought up one. It was the 4 for 10 or 20, whatever it was. But I just brought up one steelbook, Final Fantasy 15. It's not in this pile because I bought it because I already had it, so I bought it for Keldrick. And the guy was like, "Oh, this is a cool steel book." And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of collect steels, and I already have this one, but I'm buying it for a friend." He was like, "You want me to see if I have any other steel books back here?" And I was like, "I mean, you don't have to do that, but if you want to, like, I'd take a look and possibly buy them." And he was like, "Yeah, give me a second." And he opened all the PS4 drawers up and rolled through and looked for steel books. He found a copy of Fallout 4. It was a $10 game, so I ended up getting doing the 4 for 20.
Yeah.
So it's only $5. It's a really nice steel book.
It's a cool steelbook.
And it comes with the map and like all the inserts were in it.
I love maps.
So for $4 or for $5, I was like, heck yeah, man.
That's really cool.
Like I said, really nice steel book.
Yeah.
And then I got Watch Dogs Legion as well. I've never played Watch Dogs. I don't know anything about this game really, other than you're a hacker. But this was more like he was being really nice. It was $5, and I was like, whatever, I'll buy it. So
Yeah.
So that was he was a nice guy. I wanted to share the story because he made it a pleasant experience.
Nice employees are always appreciated. Thank you for your service.
Amen. If you guys aren't bored yet, I will try
I'm
not
not
to
bored.
keep you bored or make you bored. Sunset Overdrive, Xbox One.
Very nice.
I bought this game. It was one of the few games Insomniac of Marvel Spider-Man fame. It's one of the few games they did that was... It was the only game they did that was exclusive to a console that wasn't PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's an Xbox One exclusive. I've never played it, but I've always been interested in it. $2.50 when you do the 4 for 10.
Nice.
Can't beat it. Continuing with the Halo.
Oh,
I didn't have Halo 4 yet. CIB looks like pristine condition.
Beautiful.
So I got that. And then I also got a very clean copy.
Yeah.
I think I just paid $5 for this because I couldn't find anything else, but $5 for a Halo 2, the Steelbook Collector's Edition. It has the slipcover, has every insert. Like, this thing is beyond
That looks
clean.
really good.
Yeah, both discs are here. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, this thing was clean. And this is where, I guess, a bit of advice to any collectors listening or people who care. This is where you can catch GameStop slipping, because obviously Halo 2 is not a very expensive Xbox game. $5-10. That's it. But this Steelbook, especially in really good condition, like, this is pristine. This is
Looks really
borderline 10 out of 10.
Yep.
This is a $50 to $100, depending on condition. This I'm keeping it, but this would probably go for closer to that $100 price point because it's just so hard to find. These steelbooks quite often will ding up and get really rusty.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've changed with steelbooks because they don't do that as bad anymore. But these early, maybe it's more of a 10 than a steel.
Yeah.
But these early games had a problem with that, and this one is just like super clean.
It looks really good. And then the beautiful clear slipcover that allows you to see the front and the back.
Yeah. So that's where you can really catch GameStop slipping sometimes is stuff like that, like a limited edition version. They don't take it in as anything other than the base Halo 2. Like that Fallout 4 Steelbook, they just took it in as Fallout 4, even though it had the extra stuff. I don't know what that sells for. I didn't look, but the point being, you can catch really cool deals sometimes and stuff like that.
That's clean, man. And hey, now I know we have a fourth copy of Halo 2 we have access to when we do a 16-person LAN.
I have a base copy of Halo 2
you
as
do?
well. So yeah.
I was gonna say we were short on Halo 2 last time we did a LAN party. We can only do 12.
All right, guys, I'm almost done, I swear. All right, this was probably my favorite finds of the day. I walked into a GameStop up north. I had to go up all the way almost to Bellingham for a job. And I walked into a GameStop, and they had like a stack of DS games, like clean DS games, nothing like crazy good. But I got a couple that were like no-brainers to me. Glory of Heracles on the DS. It's a Nintendo published JRPG. Mm-hmm. I've actually been playing this one. So far I would not say it's that great, but it does have a cool, like, to use your magic in the game, you use the touchscreen on the bottom, and it just turns it into a little bit of a mini game that you don't have to participate in if you don't want to, but it does make your attack stronger. So if it gets kitschy, you don't have to keep doing it. But this is a game I always kind of wanted to play. I really like the cover on it. Like, there's a sticker covering it, but like the gold like cover art.
It's a good look.
It's very clean, like very anime look, but like it's a Nintendo published JRPG. Like, I don't know.
Like, to me, it has like a Kid of Icarus type like theme looking, but also like Castlevania at the same time. It's pretty cool.
Yep. And then I also got Age of Empires, the Age of Kings for the DS, complete. It's like a strategy. It's not like the tactic. No, it's not like the RTS style, like on PC. It's more like a tactical RPG. And I got Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis.
Nice.
So, yeah, those were good prices. I got Mod Nation Racers for the DS, for the Vita. Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. So that was a Vita game I didn't have that I needed. I got Dark Cloud for the PS2. This is a RPG. I've never played it. I've always wanted to, though. It is on PlayStation Plus Premium, which I have. But for, buy two, get one free. So for whatever it equaled out, it ended up being somewhat cheap. I just like having some of these games on the shelf, especially Black Label. SimCity 2000 for the PS1. I don't know why I bought it. I just thought it was cool. And then I'd never heard of this game before. It's called Monster Seed. It's published by Sunsoft.
Yeah.
It is a monster collecting RPG, kind of like Pokemon again. This came out in 1999, so Pokemon was out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just had never heard of it, and I just was immediately intrigued by it. And like an RPG on PS1 that I've never heard of is just kind of a weird combination.
Yeah.
Because that's PS1, PS2 is when I was the most heavy into RPGs. So I can't imagine there's many that slipped under the radar for me, but this was one of them. And for $18, I was like,
Can I see that? Can I see?
Yeah, go ahead. So that was it. I know I talked for quite a long time. I had a lot of pickups. We haven't done a collector's edition in a couple months. And like I said,
And it shows.
Yeah. I've been working and driving and spending money that I don't need to be spending because, probably because I'm depressed. But
Don't be depressed, Chris.
look at all these games I have. I have nothing to be depressed about.
Nothing to be depressed about. You have all the games in the world.
I'm so happy. Okay, but one last pickup. This, I have to shout out our good friend and vinyl collector, vinyl enthusiast,
Vinyl expert.
vinyl god, Ryan, previous guest. Go back to the vinyl episode and listen to that. It was a great episode. He messaged me probably a month and a half ago or so. And he unlocked the buying spree that followed because I had been this was not your fault, right? But I had been trying really hard not to spend money.
We have to blame somebody.
Yeah, I'm definitely not blaming him. But he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, this is getting ready to release. I thought of you. I thought you might be interested." And I was like, "Well, of course I'm interested. I will 100% buy it." So I haven't opened this up yet. I haven't
box.
it. Unfortunately, this is
Box
not a
opening.
video podcast again, so like it's only exciting for James and me.
Hey.
I'll try to remember. Well, I deleted my Instagram.
He's opening the flaps of the vinyl cardboard box, left and then right.
Oh, I'm doing this
Now
very
the fourth one.
well. Try not to make a mess.
Ooh.
Get out of my way.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Oh, okay.
you see that nice umbrella logo there?
Yes.
see
Yes.
So what this is this is a compilation of the save room music from every Final Fantasy, every Resident Evil game, including unreleased soundtrack or track from the Nintendo 64 port of Nintendo 64 version of Resident Evil 0 that ended up not being done. They ended up switching it over to the GameCube. Very niche, but frankly,
really cool.
Resident Evil isn't known for its music. The only time you really hear music that much is when you go into the safe room. That's kind of how you know you're in a safe zone in those games.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, it was like $35. I was like, I can't not get that. And
yeah, that's really cool.
So for an explanation, the cover is, the classic typewriter, kind of from like Resident Evil 1. How you save the game, you got an ink ribbon, you got some of the keys from Resident Evil 2, you got Leon's RPD pouch, you got a red and a green herb, and then on the back, it's got the song track list, like it was being typed up on the typewriter.
Really cool.
Very clean.
Yeah.
And the vinyl, it's one double-sided vinyl. It is just black, I believe. Oh no, is it? No, it's got some like design to it.
Ooh, yeah, it's got like
some brownish
yeah.
tint. It's made to look like an ink ribbon. That's really cool. It's made to look like an ink ribbon.
Yeah.
So for anybody who's played the games, you'll recognize the ink ribbon tints. That's usually how you're basically your currency to save a game. And they kind of gave it the hint of color in the black of the vinyl to make it look like an ink ribbon.
That's really cool. That's a nice touch.
So that's very, very nice. And then lastly, there is a file here. Oh, dang. Well, I'm not going to read all this, but this is dope. So it's an actual file that you open up, and it's got... They went into some work here.
Yes,
so
they did.
It looks like it's like actual, like it's supposed to be Umbrella's files on certain monsters from the game. So like the Tyrant, and then you have what looks like incident reports. This is some detail.
Yeah.
So anyway, super cool.
Yeah.
This just came like 2 days ago. It fit well with the episode. It was really hard for me not to like open it up and just pop it on. And even though like people can't see it, I was like, I want to like open it live.
I feel like that this is like a really good example of how video game boots, like an example of one that really, really is appealing, because you're almost certainly never going to get like a licensed version of that with like the save music.
It's very niche for sure.
So like this is the only place you can get that.
Yeah,
and it's really cool.
And like James said, it is a quote unquote boot. So yeah, it's not an official release from Capcom or anybody else.
Yeah,
Ryan explained all this, but now I don't remember how to re-explain it. But basically, you only get it through very specific, kind of knowing somebody or
private labels.
Yeah,
that honestly, in many cases, put in more hard work and more devotion and time into it than like mainstream vinyl producers.
Yeah, well, when he messaged me, I was kind of like, man, I'm really trying not to spend money right now. I'm trying to put money away. And I was like, well, how much is it? And he said 35. I'm like, okay, yeah, like that's not a problem. Most vinyl, if somebody releases a single vinyl for a game, most of the time they're at least $40. And like James said, way lower effort. Like I have a Suikoden 2 one. I love Suikoden. I love the music, but it's just a sleeve with a black vinyl in it. Like it's nothing special. Like there's no effort put into it, and it's probably not even the best pressing of the music from the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of times too. Yeah, they don't even put in the amount of effort to get like the best like mastering or like sound quality like put onto the vinyl. So like I don't want to trash on like the powers that be, but because I love vinyl, just generally speaking. But yeah, they these boots are not low quality by any means. When the ones that do it well.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I collect stuff based off the series, and like I said, I have appreciation. Like one of the, we all have those songs, those sound effects or whatever that kind of play in the back of our head from time to time. Mm-hmm. The one from RE7 kind of is one of those sounds that just kind of plays in the back of my mind from time to time, just like Saria's song from Ocarina of Time is just a song that's kind of always playing in my head.
Yeah.
As far as like just instrumentals not being lyrical music, but
I was humming the Hyrule Field song in the bathroom a couple hours ago.
Well, it was a good bathroom break then.
It was great.
It was the best. It made that stinky experience much better. So I apologize. That was very long-winded, but I had a very, very positive couple of months here with finding some good stuff. So
nice.
All right. Well, that's it for my long-winded pickups. But now it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Gets me every time.
As it should.
Welcome to Power Hour, friends and fam. All right, so what we got today is a Power Hour set in the 90s. We are going approximately a decade forward from the last one we covered. This is volume 92 January 1997, which would have fallen what, Chris? Very, very shortly after the 64 first released.
Yeah, like didn't it come out in September 96?
That sounds right to me.
So was that 4 months?
Yep, and that does make sense. That's appropriate because the cover of this issue is for Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire.
One of my favorite 64 games.
Yes, it is. We go back to our top 64 episode. So I'm a little late to Star Wars to Star Wars Day. I mean, it's no longer even Star Wars month anymore.
June the 4th be with you.
We were supposed to record this a couple weeks ago though, so I was ready for it with this issue. But hey, it's all good. Star Wars is always good to talk about. So here we are.
This was to celebrate the release of Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes.
Also, like a week or two late.
Yeah, yeah. Which I enjoyed. It was a fun watch, I thought.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. I'm sure you will. So let's go to the contents here on page 5. This is what was covered in the issue. Obviously, Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire is the feature game, but special Shoshinkai reports, 6-page preview Mario Kart 64, a Cruisin' USA article. We got some NBA hang time. We got some DKC3 in-depth maps and such.
Oh, let's go.
Game called Magic Boy. Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
No, Magic Boy.
Casper.
For what console?
I'll get to it when I get to it.
All right.
I feel like it's Game Boy, but I'm not sure. But you know what? Let's open with a Player's Pulse, our newest fan favorite section, where we go over letters from the readers of Nintendo Power. This one isn't really funny, although you'll find it interesting, I think. Now, they even titled before the reading of the letter, 64DD Doomed?
Wow.
The letter reads, I have been a Nintendo fan since 1986 when I got my NES, and have since owned the SNES, Game Boy, and now the N64. I am not writing to tell you how great I think the system is. I am writing to voice my concern about the upcoming 64DD. After waiting through numerous delays for almost 2 years, I finally got the N64, only to find out that at the end of this month, the 64DD would be shown in Japan, and that if I wanted to play the good games, I would have to shell out another $200 for a system add-on. If Nintendo had no faith in the cartridge format and was planning to go to discs for games, they never should have brought it out as a cartridge-based system to begin with. I think I speak for many people when I say that no matter how good the 64DD might be, I refuse to spend money to upgrade my system that is only 1 month old. In the entire history of video games, there has never been a successful add-on for any system. All eventually failed because the consumers don't want to spend extra money to upgrade their systems. In closing, let me remind Nintendo that simply because they put their name on something, it is not assured of being successful.
Dang, he's a prophet.
David Vargas via the internet.
First off, I'd like to say David Vargas would probably love the internet today.
I know. Oh, man. I bet he's going off right now.
Yeah. Oh, he probably loves game key cards.
Yeah, I bet he does. You're right, though. That was prophetic, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, like crazy accurate, you know?
Well, we never even got to see it over here.
No. And for those that aren't aware, so the Nintendo 64DD, as it was put, was... So the 64 obviously came out just before this issue printed, right? In late 1996. They announced the 64DD before the Nintendo 64 even launched, if I remember right, 1995. And then we're gonna get into it later in the issue, but they touched on it like every year at like game shows and stuff. And essentially, it was if I'm understanding it right, if my understanding of the subject and the time is right, it was a response to Sony PlayStation, because the PlayStation was going bonkers. All of a sudden, they were kind of like dominating the video game industry, even though that's not the way I looked at the world, because all I ever played back then was Nintendo games. But yeah, they were a runaway success almost instantly. The PlayStation was, and that had a lot to do with the fact that the PlayStation was cheaper, I guess, easier to make games for.
Well, the discs. I mean, Final Fantasy VII was a perfect example of that. Squaresoft specifically left Nintendo to work with Sony because they didn't want to be stuck to a cartridge. The cartridges could only hold so much data. Yeah. Whereas on the PlayStation, they could do, well, like they did, a 3-disc, mammoth of a game to really get their vision across. Unfortunately, Nintendo did shoot themselves in the foot a little bit with restraints because of how little data they could hold on a 64 cartridge.
Yeah. So anyways, long story short, the 64DD did not succeed.
No, it did release in Japan.
It did come out eventually.
Got, what, 6 games? I think? 7? Like, not much, and then failed. And it's a relic.
And many projects, famously Earthbound 64, that was attached to the 64DD, never happened because it was attached to the 64DD.
If I'm not mistaken, the most popular, famous DD game was Doshin the Giant.
Yeah.
And then there was a SimCity, and then the Mario Artist trilogy of games.
Like
not a lot.
It was one of those classic Nintendo things where they had a really bold vision, right? They're like, okay, so we don't also want to make games easier to make and be more powerful and have better specs like the PlayStation apparently had. We're also going to take this online, and we're going to create a subscription that's attached to it, and all these cool little games that are attached to it, and there's going to be communications between players and messaging, and like there was this whole online presence when you had a 64DD in Japan.
They really planned on going hard on the internet,
and none of that. Yeah, ironically, they still haven't really nailed the internet
embraced
that well. Although, we got to give them their props. It's a lot better than it used to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so David Vargas, like, hats off to you. Like, you sound like a little bit of a jerk, but like honestly, like, you nailed it, dude. You nailed it.
Only new.
And if you're listening now, I wish you well, my friend.
I'm sure he is.
Please don't. If he's listening now, he's gonna have a very sharply worded comment for this episode.
Yeah, let us know what you think about James.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, power charts top 3 for the 64. Unsurprisingly, number 1 was Super Mario 64. Number 2, Wave Race 64. That's such a good game. If you guys haven't played Wave Race 64, you can play it right now on NSO with the expansion pack subscription.
And without the nostalgia goggles, you'll probably think it's fun.
No, honestly, dude, it aged really well. It's not an easy
Mechanically,
game.
it's fine. It plays well, and it still looks good.
It looks way better than I expected it to look. I will say.
But the game is very bare bones. Like, it's going to be hard for anybody today to go back and be like, "Wow,
I will not take.
How did I not play.
I
Wave
will
Race
not take any Wave Race 64 slander.
It's not slander. It's a fact. I'm not trying to insult it.
Look, dude, and the crazy thing to me is, I mean, not that there's really a market for freaking like
jet ski
video games, but like, hey, everyone's always like, bring back F-Zero, bring back, name your
forgotten Nintendo franchise.
Yeah, your garden variety Nintendo franchises. This is a Nintendo franchise I definitely want back. Bring it back.
Bring out your sign. Just tell everybody how much you loved Wave Race Blue Storm in the GameCube.
So good.
Bring it back. I didn't play the last one, but bring it back.
Bring it back, Nintendo. Bring back Wave Race. Bring back the Sonics. All the above.
Hey, yeah, bring back the Sonics, Nintendo.
Anyways, we're moving on to page 10. This is the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire feature article. It was pretty considerable, chunky article for sure, told from the perspective of Dash Rendar, the main character. Cool. He's just like basically talking you through the story of the game, and they do cover every single map and level in the game. Battle of Hoth, Escape from Echo Base, Asteroid Field, Ord Mantell Junkyard with your boy IG-88 and that creepy end boss battle. Gaul Spaceport, where you face off against Boba Fett.
God, I hated that battle when I was a kid.
The Boba Fett one?
Yeah.
It's just a really, like, I remember it was an insanely long level. Not in a bad way, but...
And then when you get to him and he's got his jetpack and you got yours and it's just clunky, but I still love the game.
McClunky. Yeah, it is. Moss Eisley and Beggar's Cave. Speaking of clunky, I remember just running into walls with your jet speeder, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. Imperial Freighters Suprosa, Sewers of Imperial City, where you face off against Dianaga, which is pretty cool. I never knew how to spell this guy's.
Zizor.
Was it Zizor?
Yeah.
Because I know this was based on a book original. It was like Legends material now, but like.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting about Shadows of the Empire back then was it was not just like a game. It was like a whole media push. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they were trying to revitalize Star Wars' popularity a little bit before the re-release of the original trilogy and the prequels.
Episode 1 would have been well in development at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean it was 2 years out by this point.
Yeah.
And so they all at the same time they released the game, the novelization, like a straight up full on book, which is a great book, by the way.
Yeah.
They released a soundtrack. They released action figures. They released the playing cards. Like there's like a whole line of Shadows of the Empire merch that came out just to try to push, like revitalize interest. And I feel like it probably worked. I don't know. I loved this game. I feel like it was pretty popular back then.
Yeah. Well, speaking of nostalgia goggles, I feel like the nostalgia goggles I think are stronger for this game than something like Wave Race 64.
No, this game does not control well at all. Like, I love it, but it hasn't aged well.
No, but it was a really fun play. Anyway, so that was the main video game featured in this issue. We're going to move on to page 22, where we have some kind of noteworthy, kind of a news section where they talk about Shoshinkai, which was I'll just read the intro to you. Every year, near the blustery tail end of November, while Americans entertain visions of turkeys and pumpkin pie, Japanese gamers are dreaming about Shoshinkai Space World and the first glimpses of the latest video game magic from Nintendo. Shoshinkai may sound like an ancient trial of combat skills, but in reality, it is the name of the trade show put on by Nintendo's distributors in Japan. It is followed by 2 days of Space World, an exhibition of Nintendo games and hardware that is open to the public. So this would be Shoshinkai 1990, I guess 1996 technically. But yeah, they covered some of the games that would be coming out on the Nintendo 64 and even the 64 DD, which they were still trying to hype up for some reason, even though the 64 had just come out. Yoshi's Island 64, Zelda 64. There's 2 or 3 stills in this issue with Earthbound 64 images.
RP. Though it eventually became Mother 3, but still.
Yeah. That's so interesting. But this is somewhere. Like this whatever, the ROM or the data attached to this game, it's somewhere. It's got to be playable somewhere in some universe.
It'd be nice. It'd be cool for it to just fall out of the sky one day. What was available to play.
Yeah.
Just to see it.
Star Fox 64, which fittingly is getting a remake very shortly. Kirby's Air Ride, which that didn't make it to 64, did it? So that
it's so weird that it was such an early concept game for the 64, and then it ended up being not even an early launch GameCube game.
Yeah. Interesting conversation here at the bottom of the next page between Miyamoto, Tezuka-san, which I think was he's the producer of Yoshi's Island, Mario Kart 64, and Yoshi's Island 64. And this was kind of like a short excerpt from it. Nintendo Power asked, how have the new games and accessories been received here at Shoshinkai? Mr. Tezuka says, people seem to be very excited about the number of new N64 games and the innovations in these games. We've been talking about a new age of gaming, and this is the beginning. The 64 DD and Jolting Pack accessories will introduce people to some of the possibilities of how versatile the N64 can be. Nintendo Power, we understand that the Jolting Pack works with both Star Fox 64 and Blast Corps. How else will it be used? Mr. Tezuka, it has not been entirely decided yet. Mr. Miyamoto, actually, the Jolting Pack came from a different idea altogether. It was designed with a fishing game in mind. Imagine that a fish nibbles on your hook, and at that moment you feel a slight tremor in the controller. The feedback tells you to set the hook. If the fish strikes hard, you'll feel the Jolting Pack really shake. But the fishing game isn't finished yet, and we feel that the Jolting Pack idea can work well in other games, such as Star Fox 64 and Blast Corps. So it will be released before the fishing game is finished. And so they asked, does this mean that there will be fishing in Star Fox 64? Mr. Miyamoto laughs. Maybe. You'll have to play the game. Now, what do you think he's talking about?
Well, it's obviously the Rumble Pack, but I'm going to call it the Jolting Pack from now on.
Yeah, I know, right? I love that it's called the Jolting Pack. Yeah, it's never going to be called Rumble Pack ever again by me. But the fishing game, that's got to be Zelda, right? That's what they were clearly developing the Zelda minigame in Zelda, right?
You're talking about that. I thought you were talking about
the fishing
the Rumble Pack. I was
the fishing minigame in Ocarina of Time. That's what they were developing the Jolting Pack for initially.
Unless they were making a fishing game that never came out here that I'm not familiar with.
I'm sure there are other fishing games.
But a Nintendo published fishing game.
Yeah.
That's what, he was talking about a fishing game they were making. So I think you're probably right. That's a good speculation.
If so, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but that's the first thing I have heard that the Rumble Pack, the Jolting Pack, which became the Rumbling Pack, was originally developed for essentially a fishing minigame in Ocarina of Time. That was the original concept behind the Jolting Pack. That's kind of cool, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah, it is cool. And and Nintendo, they probably didn't realize how important Rumble was going to become, every controller has Rumble in it now. you
Yeah.
know? Like it's become it became a mainstay. They were the first to do it, and now it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's just funny for me. Like this is gonna be hooked in my. I have a really terrible memory, and I'm always gonna remember that the idea behind the Rumble Pack was initially to go fishing. You know, and it wasn't even the
sounds
main
like a
feature.
very Miyamoto like way to come up with something, though.
Yeah,
very,
it does, doesn't it?
everyday thing
Yeah.
turned into an idea for a game or a game related thing.
That's true. That's like about the closest thing to Pikmin you can get, like in a Zelda game, basically, something
Yeah.
like that. And honestly, that I remember that feeling very fun and like engaging and interactive, just as like small of a part of Ocarina of Time as it was.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, I thought. All right, moving on. There were some mentionings here of I was going to mention some stuff about Earthbound 64, but it wasn't anything really substantial. Just they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're getting close. It looks good," you know. And then
You're gonna love it,
and it just never happened, which is really sad. All right, NBA Hang Time in page 30. These games are so fun. It's basically a 2v2 NBA basketball game where there's slam dunks and catching on fire, and it's basically just shooting threes and slam dunks.
Yeah, it was the closest thing to like the next NBA Jam in a way. Like it was more like NBA Jam was than any other game.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know why these games kind of died off. Like, I guess the success of NBA 2K and the popularity of it, but like these games, especially arcade basketball games, to me are, like in practice and just in my head, way more fun than basketball sims, even though I like basketball sims.
Oh yeah, I mean any like the Blitz games, like the MLB Slugfest, like NBA Street, like all those games were more fun. Like even like Mario sports games, they tend to be more fun. But they probably, I don't know why they died completely. They definitely needed to get away from like the yearly release of them. Like
it's true.
You don't need 10. I mean, they didn't do that many, but you don't need that many in a console cycle. But
yeah,
they should go back to it on occasion.
They did a sample Q&A in here, a little trivia, because in NBA Hang Time, there were trivia questions you'd answer to earn points to get to basically further customize your character, add like stat points, make them better shooting, better slam dunks, faster, etc.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the trivia questions they ask here in the issue, Chris.
Oh, sweet.
There's 3 questions. Let's see how you go. Who was the NBA Defensive Player of the Year in 1994 to 1995? Multiple choice.
Okay, good.
A. Dennis Rodman. B. David Robinson. C. Scottie Pippen. D. Dikembe Mutombo.
Scottie Pippen.
It is D. Dikembe Mutombo. You know the guy that waves his finger in the commercials?
No.
That guy?
I don't know what you're talking
Dikembe
about.
Mutombo? You really don't like... Oh, you gotta look up some Dikembe Mutombo.
Like, are these new commercials or old commercials?
Both. He's been in even new stuff.
Maybe I would recognize him then.
Okay. What country is... I'm not even going to say this right. What country is Arvydas Sabonis from? A. Greece.
I don't know who this is.
B. Russia. C. Lithuania. D. Croatia.
Definitely Lithuania.
Let's see here. You are... Ding, 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 ding.
I know my Lithuanian names.
You know your Lithuanian names. You're so full of it. You don't know that at all.
It was a guess.
What's funny is this... Well, it's not funny, but his son... I can't remember... I don't know his first name either, but he has a son... Junior Sabonis that also plays. I think he plays for the Sacramento Kings right now. And he's a pretty solid, like bigger, like center. What position does B.J. Tyler play, Chris? A. Center. B. Small forward. C. Guard. D. Power forward.
Definitely a guard.
C. To guard.
Sure.
Ding 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 ding
Oh my
ding!
God!
Wow,
I
Chris.
know my 1994, 1996 sports game.
Chris.
Sports people.
He almost swept 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
that's pretty good, man. 66%. Like, yeah, that's pretty good for just 3 questions.
Especially
honestly.
when I was guessing.
Well done. They proceed to literally cover the tandems from each team here, which obviously Chicago Bulls, Pippen, and Rodman, which we should also add. This was 1997, right? So we're basically 6 months removed from the Sonics losing in the finals to the Bulls. They took it to Game 6.
R.I.P.
It was heartbreaking. I was 8 years old. I remember crying. It was a formative moment.
He's never cried since.
And they even address it here. Seattle Supersonics, Kemp and Payton. Those are the 2 playables. Well, I think you could also play Detlef Schrempf and somebody else maybe. The Sonics gave the Bulls a run for their money last year, largely due to these stars. With Payton picking off passes like clockwork and Kemp's fantastic dunking, the fast break and alley-oop will become second nature.
Wasn't Detlef Schrempf in
Yes.
Parks and Rec?
He was in Parks and Rec because he ended up playing for the Pacers, right?
Oh, I know.
And the Pacers were like featured because isn't it set in Indiana?
That sounds right.
Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Hawkins?
That is right.
Not Hawkins.
That's Hawkins, Indiana.
Hawkins, Indiana. Well, this is why they said that what's his face, that Steve might be related to what I'm trying to think of the goofy guy from Parks and Rec.
I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, I remember that skit that was going around, or that TikTok video they did a while back or whatever.
Yeah. A really cool little feature here on page 38, which was a Shadows of the Empire Dark Horse, like an excerpt from a Dark Horse Shadows of the Empire comic.
Yeah, super
really cool. Yeah, you got like Luke there swinging his green saber at a Dianoga. Apparently, he'd already leveled up his saber. It goes on for a while too. Really cool. We're almost done. Page 50, we got a calendar here. Mario Kart 64 yearly calendar.
Rip
Honestly,
that baby out
I'm
and
not
put it on the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna live out 96 all over again.
Yeah, this is the calendar I live by every year.
1997 calendar.
Dude, that's nice.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like, I guess it's not as cool as some other posters because
still looks cool,
it's
though.
literally just it's like a calendar, just a really long one, and it's double-sided, so like that's kind of lame. But
Excuse me.
they also attach some stickers here to customize your N64 controlers. So we got some
like the memory card stickers.
I think I'm not sure.
Wait, what is the bottom right one?
Bottom
or middle right. I mean, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they got a couple Killer Instinct, Shadows of the
Killer
Empire. We have like Wave Race 64. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't sleep on it.
There's a reason that they keep bringing Wave Race back.
Is that Biggs? Who the heck is that?
I can't see what I'm looking at from here.
Is that Biggs?
Could be Wedge.
It's from Shadows of the Empire. Yeah, Wedge. That makes sense. It's definitely. It's not Dash Rendar because he didn't wear.
He wasn't part of the Rebel Alliance.
He was like a bounty hunter, right, or something. All right. Anyways,
he was a
Mario Kart 64 was previewed because I think the next issue was about Mario Kart 64. And now we're gonna bounce to page 82, so where I can show you some of the stuff you could have won from Nintendo Power, which has become a personal favorite to look forward to in these issues.
Things to look for on the internet.
Had you turned in your players poll contest
somebody filled that
form.
out.
Somebody filled it out, yeah.
They didn't send it in.
Somebody named David Woolman from Renton, Washington. You just
David.
got doxed.
Let's go find him.
Let's go find him right now. But had you got picked, 5 second prize winners could have won the Donkey Kong Bunch sweater.
That's actually cool.
So it's like the Brady Bunch, set like the Brady Bunch, but all the Kongs in a little grid of 9 boxes. Very cool. You got Dixie, you got Funky, you got Cranky, you got I don't know all the other ones, but you got lots of the Kongs there.
They're all there. Kiddy Kong.
Pretty cool. Third place, 50 winners got like this kind of baseball tee looking thing with the Nintendo Power logo, and then like the 3 main Kongs there from DKC3.
That's super cool.
That's 55 Nintendo Power prizes that are somewhere out in the universe right now, or in a landfill.
Yeah.
But
are burnt.
Anyways, okay, so now I think I'm pretty much done. I just wanted to show you at the backside here. They had like a scratch and win little trivia type situation.
That's funny.
Where it's just very similar. They called it the Nintendo Power Play, where if you scratch the right answers, which I'm sure you could have looked up at the time, and then turn it in, you can win a prize.
Looked up. The internet wasn't that big yet.
No, was not.
Hold on. There are variant covers to this issue?
Yes, that's the last thing I was going to cover. So, like I said, this cover was IG-88, right? Like, and if you lined there was 4 different covers for this issue, and if you lined them up next to each other, it created an image in total here on Mos Eisley.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so there were 4 covers. There was Boba Fett, there was a Stormtrooper, there was Dash Rendar, the main character, and then this one that I have here, which is IG-88. They even tell you the percentage of breakdown of which issues were more and less common. Boba Fett, 25%. Same thing with Dash Rendar. So that's like a quarter of the issues were those. The most common one was the Stormtrooper cover. I remember having that, I think, or I don't know, 40%. Okay. The least common one is this one, the IG-88 cover. I think it's because this is a subscriber issue, apparently. So that's how they blessed you for paying the money to subscribe.
You get IG-88.
Yeah.
You're ready to be scared in the dump.
Yep. So anyways, guys, that was volume 92, January 1997. Goodbye, IG-88. And
great episode. Great power hour as always.
Goodbye, 64DD.
Can't believe it failed.
Unbelievable. Oh, I wonder how much you have to spend to get a 64DD these days.
Oh, they ain't cheap. Yeah. I know that much. I don't know. My guess is probably close to 1,000.
Yeah.
Let's ask everybody's favorite pricing website.
I would think. I should have looked up the lifetime sales of that because I know initially you had to sign up for a subscription in Japan to get one, and then I think they might have released some to to retail towards the end just to like get rid of them.
Oh yeah, it goes for over 1,500 usually.
Oof.
Yeah, or more.
And you'd still need a Japanese console to like make it do anything. Like,
yeah, it won't work on. You could probably mod American 64 to make it work, but I don't think it works without some level of work. And I think all the games are really expensive except for a couple of the Mario Artist ones. Anyway,
yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, Doshin came to game. Well, not here, did it? I think Doshin came to like Japan. In Japan and Europe, I think Doshin was made into a game, if I remember right.
Yeah, you're correct. I never played it. I don't even know if it's any good, but it'd be cool to have. All right. Well, thank you, James.
Thanks, guys.
Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes, as The Rock famously says in Fast Five. Oh, yeah. you know, I like to eat my damn veggies, or whatever he says.
That is a solid movie. No joke.
Yeah, it is a great movie. Anyway, so what we're going to be talking about is the top 10 most expensive, sometimes also rare, but mostly just expensive, Resident Evil releases. So this is still focusing on games. There are a couple items that I chose to leave off of this list. Mainly there was the very well-known chainsaw controller for the PS2 and the GameCube. Those are both well over like $500, $600, $700 items now, like especially complete in the case and everything. Very clean, very cool looking. But I didn't want to spend too much time talking about those. And then the red Xbox 360 Resident Evil 5 release is also pretty expensive now. But we're focusing on the 10 most expensive games. So this list is basically all collector's editions, with a few exceptions. And yeah, so this is not James doesn't know too much about this. This is definitely more of a me thing.
Chris brought the Resident Evil A team on for this one.
Oh, yes. I believe it was Benbow in the Discord actually requested this, and I appreciate you putting out a request. And second off, it was a good one for me because I do like the series very much. This is not gonna be like a deep dive into the games, but for those that don't know, Resident Evil, big series, obviously started back in 1996 on the PS1. In Japan, the series was called and still is called Biohazard. And then for some reason, to be edgy and just try to fit into that American vibe, they said, no, let's get rid of Biohazard. That's lame. Let's call it Resident Evil.
I looked this up because I was looking for factoids so I could actually say something that you didn't say, and apparently it had to do with copyrights.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
There was like some New York-based band or something named Biohazard, and there was some other like potential copyright infringement. And so like,
interesting.
The company had like, I guess, an internal, I don't know if it was a contest or just like, from what I understand, yeah, they determined internally, they fought over a bunch of names and
yeah. Well, it's too bad that it changed because to me, like, I feel like the name Biohazard is more fitting to what the series is because the series is very much so. Every outbreak, every enemy is the result of a biohazard experiment gone wrong. A chemical leak or always some kind of biohazard. And that's really the overarching aspect of the whole series is from the zombies to the tyrants to anything else. It's always some form of release of some level of I don't know what other term there is, but some kind of biohazard.
Yeah, so it's more along the lines of like I Am Legend than
the Evil Dead.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, so it's obviously a long-running series. It's gotten everything from non-canon movies to canonical CG movies. It's had a series of books. It's had comic books, TV shows. It's everything. And obviously the quality varies dramatically, between it all, but some of it's really good.
Yeah. They were talking about the games. I was like, the games are all really good, aren't they?
There's their low points, but overall, like, it's a strong series. The thing that I love about this series as a whole is that they always connect things together. So even the small games, and I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but one of the offshoot games that was never very popular, it was a PS2, it was an early PS2 like online game, was Resident Evil Outbreak. And then the sequel, Resident Evil Outbreak 2, ties in very heavily to RE9, the most recent release, because one of the main characters in that game is a reporter whose name is Alyssa Ashcroft, and she is the mother of the main character from Requiem, Grace. So they went all the way back to this obscure semi-obscure PS2 release and pulled a character from that. And what's funny is like the things you don't even notice, they've actually been referencing her a few times even in some of the other games through reports, through news articles and stuff. So they kept her alive. But that's what I really truly appreciate about the series is if you pay attention to all of the actual like files that you read in the games, all the little tidbits of everything, even the most random things you'll see sometimes, there is callbacks to just about any aspect of the series. Like just because some of the games might quote unquote suck or not be looked upon fondly by majority of the fandom, Capcom does a good job of still appreciating where they came from and how they got there.
So there's like an overarching lore that they kind of respect.
There is a huge overarching lore that they definitely respect, and that's what I love about it is how deep some of this stuff goes. And of course, they've changed a lot of the canonicity over the years. You know, they've rewrote it a bit with the remakes and everything. But it's a good series. It's not for everybody. It's definitely on the darker side. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to have James start us off with the 10th most expensive Resident Evil game.
Yes, number 10 on the list would be Resident Evil 4 Special Edition on the GameCube. So is this complete in box, I'm assuming?
Yes, all the prices are complete in box, not new or loose.
The CIB price for RE4 Special Edition on the GameCube is $225. So this list starts off pretty high baseline.
Yeah.
Some of the notes that we have here. Apparently there were 18 copies on eBay when it was most recently checked. When that have been, Chris? Like
just this week.
Average is about one sale a week. This is going to be one of the games that, obviously, Requiem came out recently, as you said, and so some of these games got spikes. This would be one of them. It had been about at $130 for quite a while before that spike. And this special edition itself has some really, I'm not familiar with it personally, but it has a lithograph of Leon, a certificate of authenticity, which I personally am a fan of, 48,000 released, and a Brady Games prologue guide, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Comes in a steel tin that holds everything. So that's steelbook vibes, but different, I guess.
Yeah. So it's so obviously steelbooks normally just kind of hold the disc and like the manual or like some inserts in there. This is thicker. So kind of everything just sits inside of it and it closes up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a very vibrant like red look, kind of going for like a blood concept.
Oh yeah.
It's a very clean looking when it's clean.
Yeah, sounds like it's hard to find in good shape. Like it gets all kinds of dings and damage that it picks up.
Yeah, that's what I'd say is probably like makes this price probably kind of very, what's the word, fluid.
Yeah.
$225 is the average, but I'm sure that price is a lot higher for a very clean one compared to like I'm sure some of them because. Like I talked about with the Halo 2 Steelbook earlier, it's not uncommon to see them just completely dinged up with like little pockmarks all over the place and it rusts. Like the second there's any kind of imperfection, that spot is prone to rust. I don't know why that is or anything like that. But yeah, other than that, like the rest of the stuff, if it's included, is going to probably be easier to find in good shape.
Yeah, there's something about steelbooks that makes them hard to keep in good shape. Like, even if you like, I've bought steelbooks that I'll put on a shelf for like DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K stuff, and I'll just put it on a shelf and I'll leave it there. I will very rarely touch it. I pull it out to watch it, and it has like a ding or two on it. I'm like, when did it get that? Why did that happen? Like, no one ever touches this. How did it get damaged? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's like phantom damage or something,
I have a lot of steelbooks. I've never counted, but mine rarely have issues, so I don't know what would cause it. Maybe people pulling it out to look at it that you don't know and dropping it.
Maybe I'm putting it in too tight of a spot. Maybe I'm squeezing it a little bit. I don't know.
That could be. A lot of them, like this Fallout one that's still right here. Like when you feel it, like this is a high quality steelbook.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a little thicker. The ones that are harder to keep clean, or I just happen to have two references here, are like this Watchdog ones where it's not matte, but it's like what's it called? Where it's like smooth.
Oh yeah.
Like whatever,
like glossy.
Yeah,
like
that
glossy.
There it is, glossy. Yeah. They show imperfections a lot quicker, and they do ding easier. I don't know why that is.
The scratches don't bother me on like steelbooks though. It's like the dings and the dents that bother me.
It all bothers me.
Maybe there is more high quality like steelbooks, like material or something.
Yeah, there are people out there that really know their stuff. I'm not one of them. I just know what I like, and that's different. I know there are different makers. Like this one is actually, the Fallout one is actually from the company Steelbook.
Yeah.
I bet you anything the Watchdog one is not. No, it is. So I don't know. I don't know what makes the difference, but.
All right. So that's number 10.
Yeah. So just a sub note here. Obviously, Resident Evil 4 is one of the most popular games of all time. So this had 48,000 copies out there. It's not rare. It's just sought after, and it's hard to find in good shape. But just a note on Steelbook, since we're talking about it already. Resident Evil has a really strong relationship with Steelbook releases. I did the mental math after I sent you the notes. I actually kept thinking about it and I wrote some more stuff down. So this was the first that I'm aware of, at least in America, was the Steel 10 for the premium edition or the collector's edition of RE4 on GameCube.
Yeah.
Then when they released the PS2 edition of RE4, they did it in a premium edition case. So basically, it's really clean looking. It's just the PS2 cover art of the game, but in a steelbook form. Actually, really clean. That came with a bunch of extras too. But then throughout the series, RE5 got a collector's edition with the steelbook. Operation Raccoon City, which was the side game that came out later, got a special edition with the steelbook. RE7 and 4 both got collector's editions that came with steelbooks.
Oh, wow.
And then Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake and 8 all got really cool pre-order bonus Best Buy exclusive steelbooks.
Wow.
And RE4 got a separate Best Buy exclusive steelbook.
Dang.
Which was different than the one that came in the collector's edition.
You can almost have a comprehensive Resident Evil steelbook collection.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of these. I don't have all of them. I have the 2. No, I don't have the 2. I have the 3, 8, 4, both 4 ones.
Yeah.
And 5. But it's for somebody who also loves steelbooks, it's like there's a haven here of really cool. Like the RE3 one has Jill on the front and Nemesis on the back. It's dope. It's a super cool steelbook.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on to number 9. This is not a very exciting one. But so the 9th most expensive Resident Evil release is the 10th Anniversary Collection on GameCube. It goes for about $259, $260 on average right now. When I looked everything up, there was only about 4 copies that I could find on eBay. One of them was incorrectly married, which I'll talk about in a second. And they average about 1 sale a month. So this was a GameStop exclusive. It says it right on the front, so no other retailers got it. There's 3 games that are all included, and it's inside of a slipcover. So that's what makes this unique, is the slipcover. It's got Mendez, who's one of the main villains from RE4 on the front. It's kind of got like that brooding red look that they like. It's a pretty clean look, but slipcovers on GameCube are just a different beast and tend to be very expensive as it is. We talked about that on the GameCube Collector's Edition episode we did. The 3 games that it comes with are the Resident Evil 1 remake, the GameCube exclusive, Resident Evil 0, and RE4. And these versions that come in there should all be the player's choice versions of the game. So if you see them with the black label, it is incorrectly married. That might not matter to you as long as you get the slipcover. It's just for knowledge for collectors. And yeah, this is just one of those cases where you're paying extra for that slipcover. There is another Resident Evil collection on GameCube with the slipcover. It's called the Pure Evil collection. And I think it comes with just 1 and 0. That one's not on this list. It's not as expensive. Why don't you hit us with number 8, James? We talked about this one not that long ago.
Yeah, you're right. Number 8 is Code Veronica X, also on the GameCube. We got lots of GameCube early on this list. And this one is going right now, CIB, for $283. Around 20 copies on eBay recently. Averages 1 sale a day. And yeah, we recently did our top 10 GameCube Collector's Edition, right? And this was kind of a new appearance on the list. So was this another RE9 Spike type situation? Or
I think it's more of a GameCube Spike situation. There's no direct references to 9 in this. Leon's not in it. There's not a direct, a very specific reason why it should have gotten the Spike other than just it's Resident Evil and it's on GameCube.
Yeah. Sold worst of the 3 ports. Which ports are those?
Yeah, so this was kind of part of Capcom's big shocking partnership with Nintendo. So Resident Evil had been viewed as a PlayStation game before this. It wasn't exclusive. We'll talk more about that later, but everybody saw it as a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
But then, early 2000, it was either 2000, 2001 before the GameCube was out or was about to be released. Capcom and Nintendo partnered up, and they're like, we're going to do, I think it was 5 exclusive. We're going to do 5 releases exclusively with Nintendo going forward. And those ended up being RE0, RE Remake, RE4, so it's 6, and then the 2, 3, and Code Veronica ports of the games. They weren't remakes at all. They're basically direct ports of their PS1 and Dreamcast versions of the game. Actually, I think X is is a slight upgrade, but it's the same as the PS2 version.
So how many games total did RE games show up on the GameCube then?
Like, what did I just say? 6?
6?
Yeah, it's 6.
Honestly, you're right. That is pretty shocking. Like, it goes back to the 64 DD conversation, right? Like, a lot of relationships were just kind of lost over disagreements and just like the direction of Nintendo. And then, yeah, very early on, like Capcom and Nintendo, they got together, and they've honestly had a strong relationship ever since. Like,
yeah,
honestly, they've had a strong relationship. Well, not really during 64 much. 64 was really like lost a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, there were probably, I know Mega Man was on 64, but there wasn't a lot of Capcom.
There wasn't a lot of Cap. There was a lot on Super Nintendo, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But
then, they showed up for GameCube and they tried, but they weren't making money. So that's why it was 6 months after their exclusivity of RE4 on the GameCube that it got ported to PS2.
Yeah.
So, because they needed to make money. And that's, maybe it was a year, but it was whatever, not long afterwards.
I think there's probably an interesting story somewhere like in the past there. I wonder if anything's available to the public, but like rekindling that relationship between Capcom and Nintendo enough to like convince them to be like, hey, will you put RE on our little lunch pail console, please? You know, like
I don't know what it was. There is probably a video and I haven't watched it, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, RE4 is definitely thought of as a GameCube game. Like, even there were plenty of people who bought a GameCube for RE4. Like, it was a system seller. And, I think it ended up selling better on PS2 for sure, but still. But yeah, out of those 3 port releases, so 2, 3, and Code Veronica X, it definitely sold the worst. It just, at that point, there was a bit of a fatigue. The GameCube already wasn't, a mature console, so there was going to be less of a market for it. Yeah. And they all released in a very short period of time of each other, too. So, like, financially, a lot of people probably couldn't, handle buying all of these games in such a short time.
And back then, like, if you had a console, you probably had a PS2. Everyone had one, like, if for nothing else than just to play movies on it.
Even James had one.
Even I had a PS2.
And James hates PlayStation.
I loved my PS2 though. Yeah. I loved every console in that generation. They were all so good.
They were. It was a good gen. All right, so let's move on to the 7th most expensive game, and that would be RE2 on the N64. So this game now goes for about $287. It's gone up about $100. Not just in the last year, but in the last 4 months, since me and James created a competition where we were going to try to, collect 6 games before the other, and I put this as my grail item. And
how you feeling about that?
I mean, not great. It's gone up a lot of money, so I'm now regretting. Jasmine even told me to buy it. We went to that con in February, and somebody had a copy of it. It was $220, and I was just like,
why did you pull trigger? Just because it just cost?
I was just like, I hadn't found any games yet, so I was like,
I don't want to start off right with the most expensive one.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait. And I even knew that there was a good chance that everything was gonna go up in price with Requiem coming out. Yeah, it was I should have pulled the trigger in hindsight, but what it is, you can't beat yourself up. No use crying over spilt milk. Yeah. But yeah, this game. I've talked about this many times. This game was just a technical marvel on the 64. It should not have existed when most people couldn't figure out how to port anything to the 64 successfully. Yeah. Somehow the wizards over at Capcom were like, let's take this 2-disc PlayStation game, compress it down, and fit it onto one cartridge with almost no, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like losses, to the gameplay experience. Just they had to take out some of the music and like sound effects, I think, to make it work.
Yeah, this goes back to the 64 DD thing again, right? Like I was that video I was watching. They said that the cartridges on the 64 could fit like 12 to 16 megabytes, something like that, and like a PlayStation CD-ROM could fit like 700 or like insanely more storage than.
It was a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I find this to be just a fascinating case of like people working above and beyond for a passion because they cared, they liked this game and they liked what they had created and they wanted more people to be able to play it. Yeah. So I'd love to own it. Hopefully by the end of the year I do, but between this and Nights, I'll have to have one of them, I hope.
Hey, Pokemon Red's still more expensive than this game. That's what I'm trying to shoot for. So it's close though. Honestly,
Shoot
it's
for the moon.
pretty close.
Are you going with me to Linwood next month to the Game Con up there?
I'll think about it.
Well, thanks. Glad somebody's going to think about it. All right, hit us with number 6.
Number 6 is Resident Evil OG Sega Saturn release. CIB, $331. So there's about 10 copies on eBay, including loose and new, and 3 sales a week. All I really know is this version of the game has a unique boss battle that no other version of the game has, which is pretty cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like when you put exclusive content on certain versions of games.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a really cool version to own. If you're going to own this or like the OG big box version on PS1 as a collector, that one's probably the one to own, but I think this is just more unique.
So this is the first entry in the series, yes?
Yeah. It's just a port to the Saturn, but it has that boss battle at the end that is unique to the series. I don't remember who it's against or what it's against exactly, but just a cool feature. Otherwise, fantastic game. I'd love to own this, but at $330, it's going to be a while. It's not a high priority for me right now. Mm-hmm. It'd have to be just the right price at the right time.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. So we're getting into some of the collector's editions. So number 5 is the RE2 Remake Collector's Edition. This is basically tied with number 4 price-wise. It's at $400. I was surprised when I looked at eBay. There's only about 4 of these on eBay. It says there's about 2 sales a month, but that must mean that I didn't look through the sold listings or anything, but if there's 2 sales a month, that means they're going on and they're selling quickly. Like they're buy it nows, or they're not sitting. They are selling quickly. It was actually, once again, this is obviously, Leon is one of the 2 main characters in this game. It had a huge spike with the release of Requiem. It has had a ginormous spike since then. It was averaging at the lowest it had ever been, actually, since release. It was about $220 at the beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. And then it spiked up to $400. Oof. So this collector's edition comes with an art book, blueprints of the Raccoon City Police Department,
nice,
a voucher for the digital soundtrack and DLC outfits, a statue of Leon in his RPD uniform.
Love statues.
And which all comes in a box of which is a replica of the in-game item boxes where you store your items at. Mm-hmm. One thing that's unique about this version that I feel like was worth noting is that the copy of the game that comes with this is not just like a standard release RE2 version. A lot of collector's editions just come with a regular version of the game that might say not for resale on the back or whatever. This came with a deluxe edition of the game, which is what held those DLC codes inside. But the cover art is completely different. It's very, very cool looking. It's reversible. On one side, you have Leon. He's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like standing in the rain, just kind of looking up. And then if you reverse it, it's got Claire on the other side. It's the OG. I mean, the remake cover art, the base retail version is also cool, but I feel like this is just very cool looking.
Yep.
And like I said, yeah, it was unique to this deluxe edition or to this collector's edition. I did do some research because I was trying to figure out if the deluxe edition had a physical release outside of the collector's edition or digitally, and I could not find anything definitively saying it had a retail release. So,
which suggests it's exclusive to this.
That is edition. What it would suggest. So yeah, I have this note. I have some notes later on like games that are like you might want to keep an eye out. I'm just going to give this one now. If you go into a GameStop or most game stores, RE2 on PS4 or Xbox One is probably a $10 to $15 game on the remake. Not too expensive. And most places will price this deluxe edition, especially GameStop will price the deluxe edition at the same price. But it is a variant and it is more expensive. If you care about that stuff, it's just a cool version to look out for.
How much is the game removed from the collector's edition then, if you find it?
It's like, like I said, if you like go to a GameStop, it's going to be the same price as just the base RE2, which is like $15. But if you were to go online and try to buy it, I think it's like closer to $40 for this variant of the game.
All right.
It's very clean. I have it. I love this cover art.
Nice.
Okay, why don't you hit us with number 3?
Number 4?
Number 4.
I was like, what? Where am I at? All right, number 4. Resident Evil 3 Remake Collector's Edition, also $400 CIB. Nothing to scoff at. There were 0 listed on eBay recently. 1 sale a month, which does make it seemingly rare. Of the RE remakes, this one apparently is the most polarizing. So, sounds like sections of the game were cut and or reduced. And I don't know what Nemesis is. What's Nemesis, Chris?
Painful. Nemesis is the big,
I'm an expert.
He's probably the most recognizable baddie of the monsters of the Resident Evil series. He's a stalking enemy. I wish I had something here to show you, but you've seen Nemesis. I'm gonna pull up a picture real quick for James.
Show me Nemesis.
That's Nemesis.
Oh, I have seen pictures of that guy.
Yeah, so he's the big baddie of RE3. He's a tyrant, and his whole persona is he's trying to this might be a little spoilery. I don't know if anybody cares, but he's basically hunting down the surviving members of the mansion incident from RE1, which you play as Jill in this game, and she's one of those. So she's constantly like trying to avoid and fight Nemesis.
An intriguing story element. I'm interested.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, yeah. So this collector's edition comes with the game, a digital soundtrack, double-sided map of Raccoon City, art book, and a statue of Jill. And the box that holds all the contents is modeled after the Stars item box in the game. So apparently this seems to have been the lowest selling of the remake collector's editions. And I know that Chris very much wants this.
Because I wrote it there for him. Yeah, this is... So I got into the series just before COVID, and RE3 Remake came out March or April 2020. So I was not invested enough to put the money towards the collector's edition at that point. And I just wish I had. I love the Jill statue. I would love to have it. The whole thing in general, but it's just gotten so expensive. Some people don't care. I do care about this. There are a lot of fakes of the statues from these games out there, and it's impossible to tell unless you buy it with the rest of the collector's edition stuff. People will list these statues for just for $100 by themselves, and it looks just like the one that came with the game, but I don't want to pay too much for a fake. If I went to a random store and they had a fake of it for $10,
yeah,
sure, why not? I'll buy it to display it, but I would much rather have the thing that came with the collector's edition.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, overall, this game is not looked at nearly as fondly. A lot of people dog on it. It is exceptionally short. The series in general is known for being relatively short. The games are great for replayability.
I was gonna say I've heard that the series lends itself to speed running kind of sort of.
Very much so. But this game can pretty easily be beat on your first time in probably less than 6 hours. So it is short. Even that's with not knowing what to do. It's pretty linear. I still think it's a great experience. I love this version of Jill. Carlos is a great supplementary character. Just a really good game. But yeah, it didn't sell as well as 2 Remake, 4 Remake, basically any other RE that's come out. And I think that shows in the collector's edition, because this one theoretically should not be as expensive as the 2 collector's edition, even if it sold more, because that should have got the Leon price increase. And it still is up there. So It says a lot.
Very cool.
All right, so number 3 on the list, so the third most expensive, is the RE4 Collector's Edition, RE4 Remake Collector's Edition. So it's currently sitting at about $550 according to price charting.
Ooh, wow!
But if you look at the PS4 or the Xbox One listing, it has those significantly lower, like $350, $400. So I did some research because I was curious. And there was only one Xbox copy on eBay at the time, and that one was being bid on currently and was at $500 with 8 days to go, or $400, I meant. So it's very much so looking like it's going to be close to that $550. And the only PS4 one they had was brand new in box, and it was over $500. So I don't think that those prices are accurate. I think what it is there's just more of the PS5 version out there, so it sells more often.
It makes sense.
So in turn, the price is showing that.
Yeah, more available. Okay.
So what this comes with is an art book, a paper map, exclusive steelbook, so different than the pre-order bonus one from Best Buy, like I mentioned, and a statue of Leon depicting his character from RE4 with his jacket and holding a shotgun. It comes with a separate pistol and everything. This is one of my pride and joys because I got this one.
Nice.
So interesting story about this release too. It was a GameStop exclusive, and GameStop completely fumbled the release of this.
Shocker.
They did not do in-store pre-orders, but they did do in-store online pre-orders.
Oh,
so
great.
people could go in-store and pre-order online. All of those were canceled. The only pre-orders that were not canceled were people who pre-ordered just online directly from GameStop's website. There were estimates of like total numbers of this, and it ended up being pretty low. They think that whatever happened with ordering, GameStop did not get enough of them, so that's why they had to cancel so many of them. Oh. I have a friend that got royally screwed over because he was able to pre-order this and didn't get it because...
That would be something that would maybe permanently end my relationship with GameStop. If I went in person to make sure that I get this thing and then I get punished for working harder.
I can say for a fact this friend does not go to GameStop anymore since that happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't blame him.
That's so terrible.
I still haven't had the heart to tell him that I found this in the wild. Because I obviously own the game, but I went into a local game store and they had the contents of the pre-order, the contents of the collector's edition, box, steelbook, art book, map, Leon statue, everything but the game for $80. This was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Because I was like, why? I don't know why they had it so cheap. Because even without the game, it still should have been probably closer to $200 at least.
Yeah.
But for $80, I was like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And I
score.
even told Jasmine in the moment, I was like, I can't imagine this is gonna get cheaper with Requiem coming out. Like this is with Leon being a main character, it's gonna have to go up. This is the most popular Resident Evil game, most beloved. Even the remake is beloved. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm glad I got it. Like. At $550, I probably wouldn't be buying one anytime soon otherwise. Mm-hmm. So
that's pretty cool, dude.
So that was cool.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's number 3. Why don't you hit us with number 2, Jimbo?
Coming in silver is Resident Evil Gaiden. This is a meager $744.62 CIB per price charting.
Yep.
So 4 copies on eBay. 2 sales a month, which makes it considerably rare, and that makes sense as it is a Game Boy Color game, which for me personally makes it the most appealing of the copies of the games on this list. Yeah. Has some of that cardboard, the beautiful presentation of the Game Boy. This game was a late release for the Game Boy Color, and apparently has always been pretty uncommon. Supposedly not a very good game, which I mean, you wouldn't think that a game fashioned after RE wouldn't be. It wouldn't lend itself to be a good like 2D Game Boy game, but
yeah, especially Game Boy Color was so limited in what you could do.
Yeah, but I like that they did it.
Yeah, I still think it looks cool.
This is a grail for Chris.
Yeah,
this is a grail for Chris.
Yeah, this is going
to be Chris's grail on our video game challenge next year.
It'll never be on that challenge. It'll never. Finding it in person for one, probably going to be near impossible, and for 2, like this is a game. One day when the stars align and money is flowing, or I save for it properly, I will buy this. But it is a ways down the road. This is my number 1 like grail. Like I've wanted it for a long time.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is my most wanted thing that I can't afford, which is a grail. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
700 plus, and probably more. That's
finding
cool,
it super clean, I'm sure would go for more than that pretty easily.
The game shifts between an over-the-top perspective, like something like Pokemon, like top-down situation,
kind of,
to a first-person mode when you get into combat. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't work too well, but it is starring our boy Leon, most people's favorite protagonist.
Yeah,
and it also has Barry Burton in it, which is kind of cool since he was one of the characters from RE1. It's one of the only other times he's appeared in the series other than Revelations 2.
Barry Burton. I do love alliteration, especially in names.
Well, then you love Barry Burton. He's the one that famously tells Jill that she was almost a Jill sandwich.
Oh, very nice.
All right, so let's go to number 1. The gold medal for expensive Resident Evil items or games, according to price charting. This one is expensive. That is the Resident Evil 7 Collector's Edition. It is going for, on average, $803. Ooh. This thing is dope. I would also love to own this. It's not higher on my list of things that I want than Gaiden. But so this collection edition. So for those that don't know, the series Resident Evil as a series had taken a big downturn as far as like popularity and like even just quality in general. Since 4. 4 was a high point, but 4 was still the point when the series kind of moved away from its horror roots and moved more towards action. Mm-hmm. But it was closer to a blend of the two than the series went to from there. 5, I love 5. One of my favorite co-op games of all time. It's fantastic. but it is an action game with very, very light horror elements. And then RE6...
Well, like a thriller.
Yeah, maybe no. It's still more of a horror. But
nice.
Then RE6 is like over the top, Jet Li action. Like there are, horror type enemies like zombies and stuff, but it is not a horror game. Like it is in title, but not in feel. Like it doesn't. Makes sense. It's lost all of its horror at that point.
Sure.
At that point, a lot of people had moved away from the series and were just like, it's lost its way. It's not the same. 7 released and brought it back to the horror roots, like hardcore. So 7 was a bit of a sleeper hit. Obviously, people were excited, but it ended up being one of the best-selling games in the series. So it revitalized the franchise. But of course, when a game, comes out and isn't as popular as it is going, like Clair Obscur is a great idea of that. The game came out and became super popular. So the collector's edition that was very limitedly print skyrocketed in price.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened with this. Obviously, Resident Evil already had a much bigger fan base anyway.
Yeah.
But not many people were willing to go all in on a collector's edition. So I don't know what the number is, but there's definitely less of them out there than like the following collector's editions that came out.
So I didn't know that. So RE7 was I don't know, spiritually like a reboot of the franchise, basically.
It absolutely was a reboot of the franchise.
Like Fast and Furious.
Yes. It's like Fast 5 for the Resident Evil franchise. So this collection edition comes with a VHS tape style box. There are VHS tapes that you find to kind of play through like flashback scenes. This box holds the loose items, which include an embossed envelope with exclusive lithographs, a dummy finger USB, which is something that plays a part in the game, a USB drive. So yeah, it's like a 16 gig drive or whatever. It comes with a steel book that's exclusive to this collector's edition. It's a very unique like white steel book. It's with some really cool graphics on it. And then the creme de la creme, easily the coolest item of any of the collector's editions. It comes with a replica of the Baker's house, which is the main like starting area, kind of like the main horror vibes of the game is the Baker's mansion. And not only that, but when you remove the chimney from this model, there's a little crank, and when you turn the crank, it's a music box, and it plays there's a theme song that plays at the end of the game. Don't Tell Aunt Rhody is the name of the song. It doesn't really have any like strong reference that I understand, but it's a cool song. And when you crank it, it plays that song, and like lights will flash on like in the windows and stuff to show like silhouettes of characters and stuff. It is dope. It is one of the coolest collector's edition items, just period. But yeah, it's an expensive collector's edition for sure.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And this does explain better to me why they released that collection of 7, 8, and 9 on the Switch, because it's effectively a new trilogy, right? Kind of, sort of. 7, 8, 9? Kind of, sort of?
You'd think, but it's not. No.
Oh, interesting.
So 7 and 8 are directly influenced by one another. 8 is a direct sequel to 7. Like I said earlier, all the games are very intertwined. The universe is very much so like they pull from like 9 things that happen in 7 and 8 do play a part in 9, but 9 can definitely be played without having played 7 or 8.
Which is nice.
I mean, their goal was with 9 that anybody could play it and kind of be able to come into the franchise new.
It's good.
But you appreciate it more, in my opinion, when you know where you came from.
Sure.
And especially with 9, like you want to play 2 and 4, and 6. You want to get Leon's story to really appreciate it, but you don't need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7 and 8 don't play as close of a role as they would make you think with that Generations pack. But in theory, it is the closest thing to a trilogy, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
So there you have it. The 10 most expensive RE collector's editions and variants, I guess, and a couple non-variants. So at 10 was the RE4 Special Edition on GameCube for $225. Then it was the 10th Anniversary Collection on GameCube for $260. Then it was Code Veronica X on GameCube for $283. Then it was the 64 port of Resident Evil 2 for around $287. Then Resident Evil OG on the Sega Saturn for $331. Then the 2 Remake Collector's Edition for $400. The 3 Remake Collector's Edition for $400. The 4 Remake Collector's Edition for $550. And then the jump for Resident Evil Gaiden on the Game Boy Color to about $750. And the 7 Collector's Edition for over $800.
Yeah.
So did you learn anything new, James?
Yeah, no, hey, this was very educational, man. It was like walking through a Resident Evil documentary.
Well, you're welcome. All right, so just a few random things. So one thing, obviously, after Requiem came out, lots of like collector-focused channels and stuff did do like they talked about the price spikes and stuff of Resident Evil, but most of them still focus on just the base releases. That's why I wanted to focus on the collector's editions.
Yeah.
But one of the nice things about waiting, about 4 months after the release is we were able to see if there was like any settling of the prices. There's always going to be FOMO and stuff that people spend way too much and then things settle down. And some of this did, but most of it has just stayed expensive. So I don't know what to expect in the future. Mm-hmm. But a few things I just wanted to mention, as far as some of the games that had the biggest price raises. So Resident Evil Deadly Silence on the DS. This is a port of the original Resident Evil on PS1, but it's remade for the DS to include touch controls, has the map on the bottom screen. Super cool port. It even includes the live action opening scene from the old school version of RE1. But this game averaged around $100 for years. And then with I don't know, people must have just realized it existed or whatever and found out about it when Requiem came out, and it jumped up to over 200.
Oof.
I have this game loose. I wish I had it complete. But at least I own it. It's
DS game?
Yeah, it's a DS game.
Nice.
It's part of the big companies loved to give their games subtitles that had DS in the name, like Deadly Silence or Advanced Wars Dual Strike. Like it was very common, but
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Another one, RE2 GameCube, doubled in price. It was around 100. It had been, 100, 120 for years. It's over 200 now.
Yeah.
I talked about this one earlier, Outbreak File 2 on the PS2. This one is one of the games that saw the biggest increases, like percentage-wise. It was about a $50 game on average for a long time, and it's over $150 now. I saw one get listed today on Macari at $165, and it sold within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or maybe, that's an over-exaggeration, but it sold not long after it was listed.
Sheesh.
Like I said, this game was definitely affected, not just by the release of Requiem, but by the announcement of it, because it was revealed in the announcement trailer that Grace Ashcroft was the daughter of Alyssa, who was one of the main characters from this game.
I see.
Resident Evil Dead Aim was a PS2 GunCon game.
Nice.
Another one that was about $50 for a long time. It's over 100 now. These are some of the random ones that I didn't understand why they spiked compared to a lot of them. Like anything with Leon made sense.
Yeah. Just general RE hype.
Yeah, but these were ones that were just affected by the hype.
Yeah.
RE4 GameCube was a $25 game for literally a decade plus, maybe close to 2. And now it's over $50, which, yes, that's not a huge increase, but it just shows the effect of what a new game with the returning character can do to a popular series.
Yeah.
And then just a couple random ones that I found interesting because they didn't really make a lot of sense to me. RE5 on Xbox One was a $10, $15 game. And for some reason now it's like about $40 on average, and that's happened since the release of Requiem.
That's not supposed to happen in Xbox games, but
and it's especially strange that it's specifically the Xbox version.
Yeah.
The PS4 version did not change, and they're the same exact game.
Yeah.
No other version. The PS3 version of RE5 or the 360, which were the original releases, still like $5-10 games. So strange. And then RE6 on PS4 is another one. It did the same thing. It was about $15 game, and now it's close to about $40. I just don't understand why those two random versions.
That's weird.
Yeah, and it's specifically the not PlayStation Hits version of RE6 on PS4 is close to that. But the Xbox One version not affected. I don't know. Strange.
Kind of strange.
And then to close up the topic, just a few things that I think are cool, worth keeping an eye out for. Mm-hmm. RE2 Remake Deluxe Edition, like I mentioned, could have been specific to the Collector's Edition. I don't know, but I've seen it in GameStops and stuff randomly, and it's always, like I said, just the same price as the base RE2, but with a cooler exclusive cover. RE6 Anthology on PS3, potentially on 360 as well, but I know it's on PS3. It was a variant that was a pre-order exclusive item, I believe, when 6 came out. It comes with a slipcover. It says RE6 Anthology on it, and it came with a DLC code of that had like a downloadable code for all of the games up to that point. That's why it's called Anthology. Obviously, that code probably doesn't work anymore, but still just a cool variant. And a lot of places, I mean, it averages closer to $30 compared to like the $5 RE6 goes for. Mm-hmm. But it, you could find it cheap if you know what you're looking for. And I just think the Wii releases of the RE games are just kind of cool and unique. They all incorporate the Wii remote. RE4 is supposed to be like a fantastic port of the game that uses motion control to, properly allow you to, point and shoot and all that stuff in the game. And a lot of people have always like raved that that's the best port of that game.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to look out for. But also there was the 2 Chronicles games, Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, that are basically retellings of the series up to 5 that were split between the 2 games that were on-rail shooters that had some unique like story elements and stuff to them. They could be played co-op. You could get them digitally on PlayStation, but this is the only place you get them physically in the US. And then 1 and 0 also got archive editions on the Wii. So just some cool Wii collecting stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought was neat.
And I've got a cool RE anecdote to mention because I have this is the very minimal experience I have with RE games. I think it's the only RE game I've ever bought. It was Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS, right? It was either a launch window or a launch title itself.
Launch window. It wasn't a title.
I don't know what made me buy it other than I just wanted to get. Yeah, well, to be fair, there wasn't like a whole lot of games early in the 3DS's launch. That's probably the reason why I got it. And on the spine, Revelations is spelled. There's a variant basically a launch variant that it's spelled wrong. It's spelled Revelatons, like REVELAITONS.
Super weird.
Yeah, and I don't know how long that was in print for, but they eventually corrected it. And I don't know what's rarer, the misprint or the corrected one, but it's not worth a ton of money or anything. I even looked it up today. It's like $30 to $40 or something. But like, I've always thought it was funny when I bought it. Like I still have it, and I think it's just so funny when there's like obvious misprints like right on the front like that. Like, you're just
how
like,
did they miss that?
How do you mess that up? Like it's like, did you even try? And that maybe that's it's fitting how they kind of like bungled the launch of the 3DS in general. But like, but yeah, like I thought that was kind of cool. That's the one RE game I've bought, and I did actually enjoy it. I don't know if I beat it, but I did play it.
It's a great game. I love the 2 Revelations games. They're both great.
Are those only on mobile? The Revelations ones?
You can get them anywhere now.
Oh, okay.
So it was a 3DS launch title originally, but then it ended up on PS3 and 360.
Oh, really?
It even got a Wii U.
So just like an up-res, nicer looking version of the game.
Yeah, and without touch controls.
Oh, yeah.
It got a Wii U port too, which was kind of cool.
Unique way to play it though.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good game. It's definitely more heavy on the action side than like the horror side.
It felt more like
jump
action
scares in it.
Yeah,
but
it felt like more like a shooter vibes than like something like horror-y.
The Queen Zenobia. It's a cool game though. I like it.
Yeah,
I like anything with Chris. I like Chris and Jill a lot.
All right, Chris. So I'm gonna put you a little bit on the spot here. We're taking you back to GameStop days.
Okay.
For some reason, you're back at GameStop.
Oh, yay!
They offered you a $200,000 salary to come back to GameStop, and we're
okay.
6 figures, baby.
Why? But thank you.
Because we know how good you are at selling video games to people that walk in, to your average Joes, Chris. So I walk in. I'm an average Joe. I got $50. Okay, well, we're just going modern cash. I got like $80. That'll get me any one game. And all my friends want me to buy the new Call of Duty.
Okay. So I'm going to talk you out of that.
But my friend whose advice I normally ignore.
Me?
He told me that I should try out the new RE game. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and you're going to pitch to me why I should buy RE over Call of Duty.
Hold on. Are you talking specifically where you want me to sell the new RE game?
No, just sell me on RE in general.
Oh, I'm not good at this kind of stuff.
That's okay. You have 30 seconds, Chris. from the perspective of a passionate fan of the series.
I got you. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Well, I don't know you as personally as you might think, but I actually know you very well. And I know you'll buy this multiplayer game and you'll never actually play it with your friends. So you might as well buy a single player focused game where you get a fantastic story. So what we're going to sell you on, I have 15 seconds to do this. We're going to sell you on Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's a fantastic game. It has fantastic horror elements, but a great story with characters you can really get behind. You start off, you get to Raccoon City, and you get to see the aftermath of what the heck happened here, and you get to figure it out. And it's great. I did a terrible job with that.
30 seconds. That was pretty eloquent for 30 seconds. You squeezed a lot of information in there.
I spent the first 15 seconds mocking you in real life.
And that is why I'm going to buy the shooter.
Hey, don't worry. You won't play it with your friends. So.
You insulted me personally. Who is your supervisor, your manager? I need to
Bring it up to him.
You just lost your 200K salary. I'm getting you fired.
Dang. You know how many times I heard that for doing nothing but trying to help a customer?
Oh, that was a fun exercise. We could do that about any series. Like, tell me why I should play this game over that game. You know, that could be a fun
You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, I will say I always say that I want to play, and I'm more excited to play this series every time you talk about it. I really do enjoy hearing other people gush about the series they love. You know, like I like to think that when I talk about things I love, like Pokemon, that people feel the same. But I think they're just annoyed when I talk about.
I don't think that's true.
But yeah, no, like, you know, when people are into something, it's fun to hear. And obviously, this is a beloved series for I'm sure very valid reasons. So
yeah, well, that's what I built this podcast off of too. Is the idea of talking to people about things they love.
Yeah.
Which, you know, video games is a good base for that.
Yeah. Well, hey, another random anecdote that I was thinking about. So you played, sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. You played that game. Oh, look, it's a you know, I love it. It's originally by this podcast standards a Jaden specialty.
Yeah.
He coined it first, but do you remember the Giza area, like the pyramids in Egypt area, that like level, and then the boss at the end, like that blindfold giant?
Good like horror element.
That scared the crap out of me. Yeah. And like I remember being like really like it just came out of left field. Like it felt like over like in just seconds, like the genre of the game changed.
I love stuff
just
like
very
that.
briefly, and I was just like, no, I did too. It really it scared the crap out of me. But like afterwards, I was like, that was amazing though.
You like that hype?
No,
You're gonna get a ton of it in Resident Evil.
Is that just a little taste of?
Oh, that is just a tiny little taste of what you're gonna get.
No, okay, all right.
I genuinely play RE2 Remake. If you don't, and it's not a long game. If you play it and you don't immediately want to go back and play Claire's part or Leon's part, whichever you didn't do, then I guess the series ain't for you. Because I'd be shocked. I can't imagine anybody who ends up really liking it wouldn't immediately want to replay the second part. That's how you get the true ending anyway. But
all right,
it's a great game, and you will get that thrill of being hunted. It's Mr. X is not your friend.
All right.
So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the series. I know it's not for everybody. It definitely can get scary. You know, 2 has its very, very scary moments. 3 has its moments. 7 has a lot of those moments. It's terrifying.
The reboot.
7 VR. There you go. You want to be really scared?
Oh.
I'll scare you. I'll scare you real good.
That requires equipment.
I have it all.
Got the equipment.
I got it all.
All right.
Anyway, I love the series. It is a shame that it's also a lot of these collector's editions and stuff are so expensive now.
Yeah.
Obviously, from like a collector standpoint, you know, it's nice to own the original releases of stuff. So like the PS1 long box of RE1 or the original release of RE2 would be really cool to have, or even the GameCube release of RE4. But you know, some of those are still relatively cheap in comparison. Like RE4 is up to $50 now, but that's still not as much as these collector's editions and stuff. But the nice thing with the series is no matter how much I love even the older games, like they aren't as user friendly, newcomer friendly. Like the tank controls aren't for everybody. But with them remaking all of these games, the series has become much more like palatable for your modern audience. Easier to get into, you know, still, even though they've gone back to the horror roots, it still plays more actiony, so it makes it a little easier for people to get into.
Nice.
Yeah, so thanks for joining me, buddy. I know,
of course,
I know it wasn't, you know, your main topic, but it was a hard one for me to find somebody to nobody cares as much as I do. So
no, hey, I'm sure people do.
Well, yes, there are plenty of people, but to find somebody I know to be on the podcast,
yeah.
that was a little harder. So I appreciate it. And hopefully, you know, this isn't a longer episode, only 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh man, that's really great.
I know, and I talked a lot.
That's less than your average movie experience.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary. we aren't as long as you.
We got you. You know, we started with TV shows and with movies. I am kind of personally really excited to see that new Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day. Have you seen trailers for it at all?
I haven't. I didn't know he was doing
it. It seems like some kind of like sci-fi alien maybe type movie, which Steven Spielberg has a lot of experience with. Just seems kind of like mysterious and like the kind of movie you want to go in blind, knowing nothing or knowing as little as possible. I kind of want to go see that. And I know that Hannah doesn't want to see it, so will you come with me?
Sure, if you play RE2.
Oh, I see. So we got that Friday Night Lights Uncharted kind of negotiation again. Okay.
Gotta live up to your side of the story.
Hey.
No, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I don't know anything about it, but I like a movie that I should go into blind. That's good. That's a fun experience.
It might suck, honestly, but we'll see. It's a Spielberg movie. It can't suck that bad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. What were his bad movies? BFG? Didn't he do that?
I don't know. Has he had bad movies? He's probably had to have some bad movies in there somewhere.
Some mediocre, but his pedigree is is much better than his blemishes. I guess.
Yeah. Well, you drop like E.T. and Jurassic Park, you kind of get like wiggle room to do whatever. Release a couple of duds here and there. You know,
it's true. Well, yeah. Let me know.
All
right. So thanks again, man. Once again, also thank you everybody for listening, for tuning in, for listening to us talk for 2.5 hours ish. I do appreciate everybody. I've been struggling to post anything. I deleted my Instagram a while ago. Not like delete, but I don't know why. I had this moment where I was like, I don't want to see that crap on here. I might re-download it at some point, but I do need to get back to like trying to post. I prefer trying to post small form stuff like on TikTok, even though I don't do that either. It's a little easier because it's a little more like spur of the moment than like Instagram's very thoughtful. But anyway, I'm not doing any of it, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, thank you all.
Figure it out.
I appreciate everybody. I'll try to do better about releasing episodes. I had a bit of a rough month, just very, very busy.
Yeah.
I just did not have time to schedule anything. So hopefully we can get back into a routine here going forward, but we'll see. Summer can be pretty nuts for me sometimes. So
I think everyone can relate. Everyone's kind of feeling the squeeze of the economy and the demand on your money goes not as far as it used to, and everyone's working way too much. And you know who needs the podcast? People that are working too much. They need something nice to listen to.
If me and James, or just me on occasion, happen to make your day better, let us know. Let us know why we do this. Remind me why I keep doing it. There are times where I feel like I'm just talking to a soapbox.
You have 30 seconds to tell Chris why you're into the podcast.
You had to listen to me for 2.5 hours, but you only get 30 seconds. No, I'm just playing. But thank you all for listening. I do appreciate it. I appreciate James and Jaden and Gary and everybody who's been coming on the podcast to help me out. It's nice to have support to keep going. Jarrett recently, lots of you guys, much appreciated. I kind of need
the Cozy Girls. Don't never forget the Cozy Girls.
Who? Just playing. Who? They know I love them. I love everybody. But yeah, thank you guys. I don't have anything else. Now I'm just rambling. I'm going to close it up. But I do, once again, appreciate everybody. Thank you all. And remember to always press X to continue.